It always comes from Drum's perspective. So, all right, do this. So, start off, I felt like I was coming out of a daze. I think we were in a fight. A giant bear that shrunk. I'm not too sure. I can't stop focusing on what Melon said. She said that she was a friend. Do I actually have to believe that? But right now, we're surrounded. We found Hippie. She turned out to be a raging bitch, but uh, she had us surrounded. They had the upper hand. There wasn't much we could do. They took the cart, but before they did, they happened to let out a bunch of children. I don't know if they put them there. I don't know how they got there. I really hope they haven't been there the whole time. They definitely look like they need to eat a couple of things. I'm sure there was a reason they were back there, but there's probably not a good one. Um, when the kids were marched out, there was a tension that hit the group. Everyone seemed to be personally affected by these children being let out. Uh, but we didn't really have time for that. They shooed the children away. They carted Ingus off. Next time we saw him, he was all tied up. We were tied up into a line just to navigate through the endless acre woods. It's pretty standard fare, so you don't lose anyone. They seem to know where they're going, though. We Last time this happened to me, we just kind of wandered around until we ended out of the woods. Um, but eventually we get to this village. Large wooden structures, but everything looks temporary, like it can be folded up at a moment's notice. They also have a lot of things written on the walls. There's that language again, and the two others that are always with it. I think we need to ask about it because last time we saw it was in the Hag's Den, at least when we saw all three of them together. Um, but before we got to ask questions, we were introduced to Elder Ingrid. She had a spear that she was using as a staff, and she seemed to know a lot about us, more than I feel comfortable with. She seemed to actively avoid conversation with Drew. But she decided to talk to everyone else. In summary, Malin got a new weapon, Morb had a kid, Argus found a kitchen, and then Xena. Xena is home. I guess she got all her memories back. She seemed to burst into tears and talked about a lot of things that happened. So this is probably where she's from. I hope she's going to show us around. I don't know if this is the same place as before, but things were mentioned, a night of tears, there was a festival, a family she had, a husband. She just seemed completely overwhelmed. But it's good that she's back home. I know a lot of us are looking for what brings us home. Uh, and oh, I guess to wrap it up, Morn called in that favor. I'm still not exactly sure what he needed. He just wanted us to go investigate the marine that we found out about earlier. I was told Malin where we were going, just in case something happened and we went missing. Then she decided that she was going to shout across the room that she was going too. Up until that point, no one had any idea that anything was going on. So, Maddie ended up joining because he didn't want Malin to go alone. Drew ended up joining because Drew goes wherever Morn goes, at least most of the time. But Maddie keeps giving me a weird look. I don't know what that is. I'm sure I'll talk to him later about it. Uh, we ended up finding the guard shack, um, and Morn was stressing about finding a way into the guard shack, but there wasn't much to do. Luckily, some children started screaming in horror. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but they started screaming, so we rushed over there. The guards rushed over there, but when I looked back, Morn wasn't following us. He just kind of faded into the shadows. Uh, it was really kind of strange to watch, but hopefully he gets whatever he needs done. This is the extent of the favor for me. I also noticed when I looked back that Drew ran in another direction, even though Drew always misses all of the adventures. So I hope that they are okay. They like I said, they seem to miss everything. So I really hope they don't run into a mysterious stranger. And if they do run into a mysterious stranger, I hope they get a fancy new weapon out of it. That's about all I got.
Gotta love the drum caps. All right. Is there anything else anybody else wanted to add in all that? Okay. Then I think we're ready to kick this thing off. We're actually going to go back just a little ways, and we're going to replay a conversation that happened between two characters back before you guys ever even got into the last hearth. A conversation between Malin and Ingus. Back when you guys were at the clearing, and you guys had 15 minutes to kind of regroup yourself, take a look around, take a breather. Some of you checked out the children, discovered that they were starving, but were being fed by supplies that they had been taken from the wagon. And Malin, you had started a conversation with Ingus. Would you like to let the rest of the group in on that?
Okay.
I believe you started with, please tell me it's not what it looks like.
Indeed it did. Okay, please tell me it's not what it looks like. Please tell me we're smuggling them from some horrible situation and it's not what it currently looks like.
Ingus tied up, gagged. Not that he could speak anyways, but there just appears that the wildlings are trying to just keep him from grunting and growling in their general direction. But with your telepathic, he's able to reach out and he responds. It's none of your business, Obby. Or Malin. Whatever you're calling yourself now. If I trusted you, any of you, maybe I would have told you. I'll tell you this. I'm proud to be a lamplighter. I'm proud of who I am. Can you say the same?
Okay, first of all, it is our business because we're the ones bringing you everywhere. We are your protectors. It's literally our job to keep you safe. I don't need all of the details. None of us need all of the details. But something like that might be important for us to know. Plus, I know the lamplighters. One of those helped me get out of where I was. It's not like there's some hidden enigma.
That's the fucking truth these days. My protectors? Yeah, my brother pays you all, and look at a fantastic job you're doing. He kind of like hands. Look, it makes sense. We wouldn't leave one of you, even your kind, to suffer on the reservation. Just like I wouldn't leave those kids to suffer in Silverton. Believe what you want, I don't care.
The only reason I'm asking is because I know that the others are going to have one idea of what's happening, and I want to be able to put their minds at ease. It's a lot easier to keep you safe when the rest of the party isn't trying to kill you because they think you're doing something horrible.
What do you want from me, Malin?
The truth. Some trust.
Truth and trust.
For you to stop being so angry at me all the time. Every time I talk to you, regardless of what it is, you're yelling at me.
You want to help, huh?
Of course I want to help you.
Help. You want to know something? All I've ever goddamn done was help. Helping cost me everything. Cost us everything. My home, my wife, my fucking time. Fuck you, Obby. Malin. whatever you want to call yourself today. What do you know about helping anyone but yourself, huh? Tell me. Tell me! I already told you, I would not leave those kids to suffer under Maven. And now here they are, they're going to be swept up, these fucking wildlings, these fucking savages. It doesn't matter, I guess. One person's child slave is another person's child soldier.
I'm sorry, Venus. I'm sorry that you've lost so much and that I can't ever feel anything that you've felt. Not even a fraction. I am trying every single day to become somebody that you are proud of, that I can be proud of. I'm trying to figure out who I am away from home, trying to figure out what kind of a soldier they made me into. Okay, I'm listening to every single thing that you yell at me for, and I'm trying so I can do some good.
Something good. I told Angus once upon a time we should be doing something good. Why don't you tell me what you think is fucking good, huh? Right? Righteous? I will go to my grave right here, right now. And you know what? You want to really know something good about me? I will hold my goddamn head high while these savages cut it off. Boil me alive, eat me, who cares? I've been dead for a long, long time. And I just wanted to do one last good thing, Malin. So why don't you tell me what you think is something good?
I think this group was good. Dumb, but good. I think the lamplighters are good. I don't get why you're always so angry with us. I know we're stupid. I know we are. Okay? But a lot of the times I feel like I didn't actually start living, being alive until I joined this group. I don't even remember what any of my actual own thoughts were before I left my home. Let alone having a personality, a name. Either way, paid or not, we are getting you home to your brother. I know we'll get this.
Go ahead and roll me persuasion at advantage.
We're gonna go Fridays. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Yes.
That's better than the roll in game or when we were talking earlier.
It is a natural 20.
So that is going to be 21 total.
21 total, not 20. Second. Fine. Then you and the tiefling obviously need to get this fucking group in place. Enough of the petty bullshit. You got the... You got the water. You got Morb threatening to kill, everybody around him. He's standoffish. He won't. He's so damn good in the fight. He's so damn good when he's tinkering with shit. You got Drum, who's half a fucking madman, talking to birds and I don't know, fucking dogs and everything else. You got the big guy, Smalls, who would sooner cut all of you in half than, I don't know, listen to a fucking rolling thought in his head. You got the satyr kid who's half a fucking psycho. Do you know something? Yeah, you are good. I've seen it. You rescued the princess. You've helped out so many people on your path. You stayed and saved Gunhild. If nothing else, that's the only thing. If you'd done anything right in my eyes, it's that one thing. This group's got to come together. I want to trust you. I want to do more. Everything that I wanted to do to make up for the shitty life that I led got cut short. Angus just wants to get some snippet of that life back for his own reasons. I don't know. I don't even know if I trust my brother. I'm a lamplighter, Malin. Freedom means everything to us. I spent too long on the wrong side. I've done more in a short time that will take the rest of my pathetic life to make up for. Even then, I'll never forgive myself. But I'll tell you this. I wanted freedom for those kids. I want freedom for folks like you. I'll die before I let those who I used to be keep people like you and those kids in chains. Dead today, alive tomorrow, I don't care. Head held high. Malin. Head held high. I want this group with me. My brother sees it in you, and maybe I'm just starting to see it myself. I don't want to trust the wrong people again. Because it's going to cost me more than I have to give. I hope I can trust you. Let's see what happens. I hope you can say the same one day. Don't make the mistakes I made. And he cuts you off from there.
Okay, thank you. It was a lot more than when we talked about it before.
All right. And we shift back to where we ended last session. Monroe. Are you there?
Present.
You're in the hut. You've gathered up this gear. You have this new blade. You just cut this Marine down, still tied to the post behind him. Neck to stern, all the way down, split him. Clean kill. Good strike. But what are you doing right now?
Just looming over everything he told me. What in the world does a green gill mean? Why did I get the feeling like this? And he says it's a feeling to kill. I'm happy about my choice, but damn near confused on what it will mean now, especially holding on to this sword.
You take one more glance over this blade as you kind of wipe the blood off of it. Again, it's got this Kraken hilt design. Fits perfectly in your hand, despite this guy being at least twice your size. The jellyfish design etched in gold trickling down the blade. You're caught up in a moment. And then you look down for just a second as you go to sheath the blade, and you realize you're standing in ankle-deep water. You can hear a bit of water. And you can hear a crashing in your ears again. And then you smell it. Sea salt. What do you do?
I think I'm trying to perceive a presence, possibly.
Do you have your
Can I?
divine sense?
Yeah.
Do you use it?
Let me check if I can. Um, Yeah, I can. Sorry, it's in action. Okay, yep. Using it.
There is a massively powerful celestial force in this room right now. It's within 30 feet. It's at your feet. It's right in front of you, above you, below you. It is all around you as the water begins to swirl around your feet. All of a sudden, there's this massive crashing inside of your eardrums. It sounds like surf or waves hitting rocks, and it rocks you to your very core, almost like it knocks you off your feet as you kind of put one knee down in the water. And then all of a sudden, the waves crash and crash and crash again, louder and louder, only softer and then softer and softer. And then a voice begins to almost sing its way through the waves. But then it begins to steady. And it's this strong, booming baritone. And it almost sounds like it's standing right next to you, whispering in your ear. Petulant boy. Do you enjoy being spoon-fed? Shall I continue to feed you like some naked baby bird?
Daddy. Is that you?
18 winters, and this is all you have to show for yourself. Shitty attempts at a boy's edgy poetry, trying to sound more than what you really are, a greengill, an unproven boy. Have I been mistaken in my boon? And then you feel the blue scar on your chest, warm, and then hot, as it begins to radiate like tendrils through your veins, down through your fingertips to the tips of your toes.
Ah,
And all of a sudden you feel a couple of fingers tip your chin up. Your eyes feel cloudy. It's hard to focus. The pain is intense. You say anything? Do anything?
Warren gives a low, soft, like, moaning growl. I'm
Do you want to
not
know?
a boy.
Mm.
I'm a champion.
Oh. Is that what you think you are?
I
Do you
can
want
prove
to?
it.
Oh, yeah? You want to know how you can prove it to me? Champion? Tell me you want to know.
I want to know.
I want you to grow up! As the surf crashes around your ears again, and then again, the booming knocks you off of your feet. You are just down on your knees. You carry a man's weapon now. From a champion far more deserving than you are now. What are your victories, champion? An innocent girl and a bound and beaten man? Hmm? How are you going to prove it to me?
Send me more targets.
Why not make it a game then? I expect better
Okay.
offerings. I want you for so much more. And then all of a sudden, the fingertips from underneath your chin disappear. And then you feel something behind you. You feel these massive muscular arms just wrap around you. The swirling of the sea foam at your feet and the sound of these massive crashing waves of surf just still ringing in your ears as these hands pick you up onto your feet. They're wrapped up underneath your arms, pressing underneath your chest. Then all of a sudden, a hand shoots to your throat. and squeezes. Pride is a damsel in distress. Only I can undress her. So listen up, damsel. I have flavored you a champion. Now, I want to taste you on my tongue. Please me. Earn me. And it snaps back. And you fall to the ground again. Only this time, you fall into the pool of blood of the man that you just killed. In the dirt. No water. No sea foam. No waves.
Oh. Well, okay.
And we're going to shift. I don't think Small's ever joined us. Morg, you doing anything in the tent right? You doing anything in the hut right now?
After fiddling, like looking at my son, quote unquote, I am gonna look at what parts I have, what parts I have left, and everything.
Okay.
Notice I don't quite have enough for what I want to do.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my son, quote unquote, have him sit on my shoulder.
Oh, he's still like situated in your hand. He's kind of like spreading out, like if you had humanoid veins and and like ligaments and stuff, he would be kind of like spreading through there, giving you some semblance of that.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm gonna go out of the tent. Is there any like guards or something?
No, your guys aren't guarded. Like I said, they're not keeping any of you prisoner. You still have all your weapons and items, and no, they just gave you a place to kind of rest and said you have free reign of last earth. Just you're more or less like an unwelcome guest, but a guest nonetheless. Nonetheless.
Okay. I am gonna try to find the elder.
Okay. You're looking specifically for Elder Ingrid?
Yeah, just so I can see her, because one, I'm gonna show her son that apparently she seems like she knew about.
Okay. Roll me perception if you're looking for her.
12 plus perception. Sorry. It's a 15.
15? On a 15, even out here, you kind of have a clear layout. Your guys' hut on the western bank's kind of built up on top of a hill, so you got a pretty clear view of everything. This place, like I said, this village is not massive by any means. There's probably several hundred people here, but nothing huge. And it's mostly built vertically up. And you can see the clearing, the stone area where you guys first met Elder Ingrid. You can see your friend. You can see even a couple of your friends over on the distant side, kind of running around. Seems to be a bit of a ruckus over by some other huts. But you do not see Elder Ingrid. You get the impression she's probably inside.
Okay. Then I am going to find someone. Do they have like shops going at all?
Oh, on that roll, I would say it's not really a market. It looks almost more of like a place where maybe some people kind of have some goods gathered. They might do some ordering, like a trade for trade type thing, but it's not really a shop.
Yeah, I know. That's like bartering.
You see some people exchanging goods, bags of food for different equipment, various things. You notice that there's a couple of the soldiers that you saw that were surrounding all of you guys. trading a few things off. The things that you kind of even notice on that 15 doesn't look like anything from the wagon that you recognize or anything of your guys', but seem to be kind of passing some stuff around.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up and like excuse me.
There's a elder, not an elder, definitely not as old as Elder Ingo, but there's an older elven woman here, maybe half elven. You're not quite sure. It's hard for me to tell the difference.
Mm-hmm. Question: do you know anyone or where I could find stuff like this? I'm gonna pull up parts of like the materials I have, just like bits and pieces or anything you guys don't need that I can just look to acquire from you.
We don't really keep things like that here. Everything we take, we repurpose. But what do you offer? We don't exactly deal with money here. Sorry, what's your name? You didn't exactly introduce yourself.
My apologies. I am more Freeman.
Oh, Freeman. I've met a Freeman before. Interesting. Anyways, yes. I don't really have anything like that, so to speak, but I could maybe scrounge up a few things. Just a second. And she kind of disappears back in between a few caravans. A few more people start coming in, gathering up, and she starts talking to a few of them. A few people are kind of nodding and, excuse me, Mr. Freeman. Did you say you had something to trade in turn?
Not on me, but I could help make potions if you need.
Oh, pretty good on potions. Pretty handy on that. Anything else?
Not really. I mean, I could offer labor if you need something.
No, you're a guest of the elders. We won't be putting you to work at any time soon. No, we don't. We'd have to kind of compile a lot of things together. So I'm afraid we don't really have much in the way of what you're looking for. It's not exactly something we readily have here, son.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I'll just thank you for looking.
You might talk to maybe if you found Hippie. I don't know. She tends to take a few things back from those damn stag. Maybe she might have something. I don't know.
You know where I could find her?
I don't exactly keep tabs, son. I'm not part of the Warpack.
No, but where do the Warpack usually stay? General direction.
She just kind of points in the opposite direction of you.
Okay, I'm gonna start walking that way.
Okay. You do wander that way. It's actually kind of the direction of the huts that I mentioned to you earlier, so it doesn't take you long until you kind of you notice that there is Maddie, Malin, and Drum. There seems to be some kind of crazy ruckus going. And as you join up and you're within shouting distance of them, now we're going to shift to them. Maddie, Malin, Drum, what's going on? What are you guys doing with this distraction?
I guess I'll start. So I'm gonna look mildly panicked because I'm still suffering from exhaustion, so I may or may not have partially forgotten that I was the cause of this sounds. So I'm genuinely concerned. I became concerned with Pump also cawing. So I'm actively looking around for small children.
And I am also exhausted and did not know that sound, so I'm actively looking for small children.
Malin?
I'm going to be talking with the guards, trying to figure out what that was.
Okay. As you're all kind of like, you're Malin, you're talking to the guards, and everybody's like, we're fully committing to this bit. Morb, you walk over and you notice something, and just before you get a chance to shout out, Maddie, as you're kind of like rummaging around through stuff, like, oh, gotta find the kids, and you go and turn around, you run face first, bam, into a mountainous humanoid, the man known as Harkins. Don't know how this guy snuck up on you, but he is now just standing there, and I need you to go ahead and, just roll me acrobatics to stay on your feet. You almost go into a full blind sprint running around, exhausted looking for these quote-unquote kids.
This ought to be good. All right, 6, but hold on, disadvantage. 6.
On a 6, you do not stay on your feet as you just kind of go bam face first into this guy's. It's almost his groin area. That's about how high you go up to. It stinks down there, by the way. And you go bam back onto your ass as you fall backward. And kind of looks down at you, looming. Morb, as you kind of start approaching up, he sees you, kind of just gives you this like dead glare as it's like these two front teeth start to bear a little bit as he looks at you, and then he looks back down at Maddie. We should speak, foul blood.
I quickly get up to get back my dignity that I hope no one was looking at.
More about a clear shot of this, by the way.
Ah, shit.
Would I stay with my passive?
No, you're talking to guards, I would say.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I get up really quick. And I say, yeah, maybe we shouldn't talk around here then.
He doesn't say anything to you, but he just kind of turns around and starts walking past the huts and kind of about towards the edge of the edge of Last Hearth, so to speak, towards the tree line, towards the rope line, almost to the that entrance where you guys came in. Follow?
Yeah, after he's way far away from me, I'll go ahead and start following him as well, I guess, yeah.
Okay. Morb, you're the only one that really sees Maddie take off. Drum and Mobby, you guys are fully committed to the bit and still with this distraction. So, Maddie, you follow Sloth. It doesn't take too long. So this place isn't massive. It takes just a few minutes until you're at the edge of the trees. And you get the feeling that Sloth, this Harkin, Sloth, whatever he chooses to go by, for the first time since meeting him, quote unquote, he's resembling something of calm. And he just steps over the rope line and continues off towards the edge of the wood. Turns around, he's about 20, 30 yards past the rope, and just looks at you.
Do I remember if it was the rope line where we had to get into holding the stuff before to make sure we didn't get lost?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll go ahead and this kind of sounds stupid, but on my pole of angling, I'm gonna go ahead and tie one of it to that rope then and take it with me so I can find back in case I get screwed.
Keep in mind your staff is the pole of angling now. So
yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you go ahead and describe this. This is the first time since you've kind of like manifested the most of the abilities of this staff. What does it look like when you transform this staff using the velvet tether at the end? Fishing.
Yeah. Whenever now that I'm changing things, I'm just talking to it like it's almost like it's its own being, like it understands me as well. So I whisper to it almost a command word, and it go ahead and it transforms into a 10-foot fishing pole when it was a quarterstaff before.
Nice. Okay. You anchor that off, and you kind of just keep walking with it.
I'm gonna anchor. Yeah, I have a feeling, and yeah, I'm gonna hold on to that just in case, even though it looked stupid.
Roll me insight real quick.
Right.
As you're looking at Sloth with his line tethered, you're dragging basically unraveling a fishing pole as you go.
18 on disadvantage. I'll take it.
Damn. Okay. On an 18, you look at Sloth as you're kind of like traveling this thing behind you as you're kind of walking towards catching up the distance. He looks past you, looks at the line tethered off, looks at you. And he for a half second, he looks like he's going to give you another one of those growls, but then he kind of like licks his teeth a little bit. His eyes go up and just gives you this slight little nod. And he's actually you get the impression he's impressed. Like, clever. That was clever. Yes. Anything else?
No, I'm not going to acknowledge anything for that. I'm just going to come close to him, stand by, and wait for him to start talking.
It actually doesn't go too much farther out. You guys are only about maybe 100 yards total. I'd say not even that. About 50, 60 yards out. You're still actually within view, just barely, of Last Hearth. The tree line begins to almost close up behind you a little bit as those trees shift. And the perception is really hard to perceive here. This wood plays with your mind. It plays with your eyesight. And it feels like you could be miles away from Last Hearth. But just going off of your fishing line, you know that you're not that far. And he sits down in this little clearing and just kind of like sits down on his haunches, almost like how a wolf or a bear would sit on their head. He just waits for you.
I'll go ahead and go across from him, sit down as well, and I'll go ahead and can I in the pole form, can I click it as well so it's immovable?
Absolutely.
I'll go ahead and put it into the ground, like straight up in the air, click it so it stays exactly where it's at, and sit next to him or across from him.
Clever trick, Foulblood.
I have a few in my pocket.
Do you know what I am, Foulblood?
I've honestly been wondering this whole time.
I am the last of my kin, last of my people. I have become the monster that mothers warn their children about. A beast that haunts the stories of your taverns and your boastful fools. And now I have no choice but to call you brother. He spits on the ground again.
I kind of give him a questioning look, not fully understanding what he's talking about.
Do you enjoy your life, Foulblood?
These last few months I have.
Perhaps it's better than my bite had killed you.
What? Why do you keep calling me Foulblood? I don't understand.
I think you do. Never mind. Perhaps you are a more fitting chosen of the Beast Lord. My people will see my failure to slay the Hircine and deny me my place of rest when I finally die. My fathers will not recognize me. My forefathers, my line, all the way back to the beginning, will see me nothing but a monster. And they will be right to do so. I struck a deal with the devil for power. Strength! Enough to kill the Hircine and avenge my people. Only for the devil to curse me to never leave this wood. And my prey is too cowardly to ever enter it again. I am a fool. What will you be, Foulblood? Are you a fool such as I?
I'm sorry you're the last of your kind. I know that has to be hard. I don't like my kind, so I feel alone.
I don't like your kind either.
I couldn't have guessed by the way you spit at me every chance you get.
Just trying to get the taste out of my mouth.
Me too.
Morgoth. You will know this name well, my new brother. He spits at the name. You know this name already, Maddie. Morgoth, Sloth continues. What will you do when he offers you the same thing he offered me?
I look back towards the camp, kind of thinking of the team that I'm with. You said he offered you power, absolute strength.
He just kind of holds his arms out and begins to make himself bigger You can hear the bones cracking, the muscles stretching, as the hide almost begins to like circle over top of him again into that monstrous form that he was when you met him, when you fought him. Then he slinks back. What do you think?
I'll go ahead and I'll rip off my bandages so that my wings like just get like a full extension, just as like my intimidation factor. And then I'm gonna use the thaumaturgy just to yell back at him, "I'll take it."
Fuck yes. Let's call this intimidation or performance, depending on what you're trying to do here, at full advantage with the thaumaturgy and everything else.
All right, that's just gonna be a straight roll then until I'm exhausted. We'll do intimidation. We'll give it a try. I don't think Maddie's intimidated anyone yet.
You know what? This is such a cool fucking moment here. I'll even, if somebody has an advantage, like has one of your inspiration points, I'll even let them kind of give you an advantage if they want to burn it in this moment. Malin.
Oh, thank you.
You feel the memories and everything in the pact that you made with Malin, the connection that you have with her, and the moments that you've shared. You feel that strength welled up within you as you go to literally post up against this monster that you have, that your team has beaten.
I rolled 2 11s, so if you want to give me a 22, that's cool.
So 11 total?
Yeah,
everything?
Yeah, just 11.
Good shot. He kind of like sits back down. He looks over you. He looks at your wings. And for the first time, he almost looks like he's going to spit again. But he doesn't. You seem to be more clever than I, at least. And he looks at your staff, the fishing line. Maybe you will make a better choice than I did. I wish you good hunting. Just know your prey. Matty. Or your loved ones will pay the price in blood. And he takes his hand, his humanoid hand, as he puts the power back into it again, and he transforms his left hand into that monstrous bear form. And he snaps a claw off from his finger. This big splash of blood hits the ground. Just rips it clean from the stem. And he pulls a vine or a root out of the ground, this long, thin, viney root from a nearby bush, nearby tree. And he uses his own blood as kind of an oil or a glue as a quick. And he begins to wrap it around this claw and forge this makeshift like charm, adorned with using his claw. And he offers it to you. Holds it out. And on that same insight I'm going to let you use from earlier, for the first time you look at him, he has this fanged, beastly, toothy grin. And he's smiling at you. Almost hopefully.
You said he was holding it out to me?
Yeah, he holds the charm out to you.
Yeah, I'll smile back with my toothy grin as well, since I have some small fangs on there as I take it from him.
Hell yes. You put it on right away, or do you pocket it?
Absolutely put it on.
And he gets back up. Smile's gone from his face. Kind of gives you a little nod. And he begins walking in the opposite direction and disappears into the wood.
I'll go ahead and whisper, "Goodbye, brother." And then I pick up my rod, undo the immovable click, and start heading back.
You make your way easily back to Last Hearth following your fishing line. Maddie, the clever one. All right. Before you make your way back, though, this is all happening in real time. We're going to shift back over to Monroe. What are you doing right now?
I'm caressing my own neck and just looking at the blood, wishing it was water.
Kind of gather your stuff up and start heading out.
Yep, gotta. I'll slap my face so it leaves a little bit of water of uh blood, I guess, because I'm not thinking straight at the moment. But um, how do I get out of here?
You can there's literally the front door, or you can try and scamper out through a window. You can try and climb up through the smokestack like you did, like you came in.
Um. Oh man, going up the snow. I'm at disadvantage. I am over encumbered. Um. My best bet with a disadvantage is probably just gonna try. Can I approach the door and hear, like, do like a perception if I hear any guards, or like make a perception to?
Sure. Approach the door. Make me a perception. It's all a disadvantage.
I'm I'm trying. La 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 la. Ba, ba. On a disadvantage, still it's 18.
18. Nice. Even on a disadvantage. There's definitely nobody outside the door in your immediate area. You kind of hear a ruckus that's kind of off to what you could be, to your left-hand side, perhaps. There seems to be something going on. People shouting, something about kids. Who knows? Doesn't appear to be anybody outside the door directly.
Yeah, I'm gonna just try and stealth back to the way I came to try and get my bearings and see if the group is still out there.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me stealth with disadvantage if you're trying to get out there stealthily.
A 9.
9. You make your way out through the door. You're kind of looking around. Okay, in the clear. You start walking out. Are you heading back to the hut across the creek, or are you trying to meet up with your friends by near the ruckus?
I'm trying to see where the ruckus is.
It's on the opposite side of the hut to your left. You can't see anything, but that's where it's all coming from.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep stealthing my way over, try and find Drum again at some point.
Okay, you're gonna walk towards the ruckus.
Do I need it? I can do a perception to see if I can get
On an
signs of
8,
any danger. Or
and it's like on an 18, you know that, like, I would say on your 18 perception, you know that Drum and Malin and them kind of ran off in that direction. So whatever's happening over there probably a result of them. So you want to head that way.
Yep, logically. In that,
Okay.
logically,
as you're attempting to kind of stealth your way over there on a 9, you are literally covered in blood right now. And you're almost doing this like cartoonish, like dinking your way over, trying to make your way over to like
around.
And you don't happen to notice until it's a little bit too late that there's somebody standing next to the hut on your right. You were so focused on the left. And Hippie is standing right there, leaned up against the hut, just looking at you.
I do a little hey wave.
Mm-hmm. She just kind of waves back, smiling at you.
Do you know where the latest buckets are so I can clean myself? Maybe, Hippie.
She kind of like cracks her neck a little bit, gets up off of the hut, starts walking your way. And we're going to shift. Drew.
Yes.
You start to come to down in the cave. Down in the cairn, I should say. How you doing?
I'm gonna try to sit up. Is the person that gave me the potion still there?
There is nobody in here as your sight begins to clear a little bit. It's right back to what it was before you entered here, or when you first entered here. There's that soft, gentle, reddish green glow coming from that skull cairn in the center. That skull like a burning pit in the center. There's just a gentle glow of light down here. There is nobody else.
I want to look around and see if anything looks like familiar or if there's anything that like I don't know that seems important.
You look around, it's still the same cairn from your memory and from everything that just happened to you. It's hard to see still. It's like your head is pounding. There's a throbbing pain in your chest. And as you kind of try to grab your, balance yourself, you reach your fingers out and you cut yourself. And there is this black blade scimitar sitting next to you. Still a little wet with that coagulated thick blood. And this is the same thing that just stabbed you in the chest that you managed to pull out with the help of your mysterious savior.
All right, well, I'm gonna take that.
As you take it, hold it in your hands, and it's that same. All of a sudden, you start hearing whispers. It sounds like something just on the edge of hearing. And then all of a sudden, you look down, and your armor has this wound at the center of it where you were stabbed. And you can kind of feel inside, and your chest has begun to seal up already. No longer dying. But then you look at your armor, and there's this strange reddish hue that's kind of like, it's almost like wet clay, I guess you could say, being pulled from a riverbed. That kind of like thick red color that's mixing with the leathers and the steel and the iron spikes that are this armor that you stumbled across in Opus Day that you just learned was literally made for the children of Danu, for Fawn's children. And all the spikes and all the protrusions now have this inky red blood-like hue to them. As whatever just got as this blade, whatever it is, just got shoved through your chest from wherever it came through, has altered the armor in some way. And as you kind of stand up and kind of get your bearings, you feel like you try to focus for just a second. I want you to go ahead and roll me. I want you to roll me like a wisdom saving throw. I think that would be fair.
That is a natural 20, making it a 25.
Damn! The natural 20's out the gate here of this. On a nat 20, you begin to focus your mind a little bit. And then all of a sudden, it becomes crystal clear, and you hear those voices, the whispers. It's not coming from the blade. No, it's not. It's coming from all of the skulls, all of the bodies, everything entombed in here. All of the dead are calling out to you, wanting to speak. Able to speak. Refusing to speak. All you know is now, whatever happened to you, you can hear them. Some are even asking you to bring them back. They're hungry. They're angry. Some of them just want one last round. And you feel as if everything that you've just gone through, the reason they're asking you on a nat 20, you feel like you could give that to them. Albeit briefly. Do you do anything?
Yes. I want to go up and I want to touch one of the skulls and ask, what can I do?
Just a second, I need to check something. Do you have any incense on you?
Um,
For the sake of the story, I'm going to say that you don't. But as you start to approach one of these skulls, you remember what Elder Ingrid did, and you go back to the altar and you grab one of these. It's a half open. It's a skull, but it has this burning incense at the center of it. And you remember she grabbed part of it and she burned it just before the spell had taken shape. You take one of those and you bring it over to one of the skulls. And we'll let you ask one question in this instance. Because you are exhausted, you have been through so much. I will let you to ask one question.
what do I need to do?
There is a massive swirling of voices and chaos, and it's everything. It takes everything you can, but on that nat 20 wisdom saving throw, you're able to quiet them and ask the singular question: what do I need to do? The voice just calmly replies, find the cauldron again. And the spell ends. And then all of a sudden the voices and everything goes real quiet and silent. You're just, it's been too much. It's too taxing. And you feel like you could do this again, though, with a little rest. But the cairn has gone quiet, silent. Just the gentle glow from the pyre in the center. You do anything?
Yeah, is there like, I feel like taking a whole skull would be a little conspicuous. Is there like a loose tooth or, I don't know, a small piece of bone?
You just want to take the incense?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Technically, you can take the skull with the incense. I mean, it's you could easily pocket it. You have your gear.
Okay.
You can just stash it away. You kind of like quiet. You kind of dip. Cut the quick off, and then go just kind of stash it away.
Yeah.
Cool. You now have a bit of incense inside of a human skull. Well, some kind of skull. As you go to pocket it, you notice something else. The blackness that had been protruding up your hand and up your arm, and it just stopped just above your elbow, it's now way farther.
Okay.
It's way thicker. Going up your shoulder. You're not quite sure it's starting to go underneath your armor, but you can just feel something up around your neck, and you can feel it's almost like it's starting to harden in your veins, going up into your neck. Perhaps farther. You won't know until you get your armor off later. But do you start heading out of the cairn?
Yes.
Anything else you want to do while you're in here?
No, but I do want to take the scimitar.
Absolutely. Yeah, you have that. You almost, as you go to like pick this thing up and you go to like sheath it on your belt on the side, you almost have a weird sensation that you do not want to be parted from this. And there's something, again, I'm going to let you use that nat 20. That same kind of sensation of something that was speaking to you, you feel that there's also something coming from the soul. And it will not be parted from you.
All right.
You start walking out of the cairn. Sunlight hits you. You haven't been down here all that terribly long, 20, 30 minutes tops. And just above you, in the ridge above, you can hear a ruckus going on of some people looking for kids. What do I do?
I'll head towards the ruckus.
You get up to the top of the hill, and just off to the left-hand side, you see a set of huts. And you see Morn Row. And Morn Row is looking a little bit grubby. Maybe he's got some blood on him, but you definitely see Hippie also walking towards him. And you see a ruckus, and you see Malin and Drum, chasing around, talking to guards, helping look for kids. And Papa Rum, that raven that travels with Drew or with Drum, just going nuts over there. Do you go left or do you go forward?
I'll head over to Malin.
Okay. Yeah, start heading towards Malin with the ruckus. And we're going to shift. Xena.
Yep.
You were out kind of exploring around Last Hearth, and you were talking to some of the kids. They didn't, one didn't take too kindly to being just touched without provocation, but they're nervous and they ran off, and you're kind of just out and about around the village and walking around. What are you doing?
Checking out the Last Hearth and looking to see what's in here and trying to find out where my place was here. What did I do? Who did I interact with? Does anyone remember me as I walk through and just explore this place?
Yeah, charisma check. You're just going to click charisma on your app and just let me know what you get.
Charisma?
Charisma.
I got a 12.
12? You spend the better part of a little while just going around talking to people. They're very courteous, friendly to you, and they're talking, and it's like no one here really knows you on a 12. It's like, no, they kind of recognize you as one of their own, definitely. Braids, the clothing, everything about you. There's just something like you feel a part of this. Like this is kind of where you belong. But nobody really remembers where you might have lived here, if you did live here. I mean, your memories start flooding back. You know that you've been wandering a long time.
Yeah.
Decades. The events that transpired, these weren't fresh. These weren't new. This happened decades ago. You're not quite sure how many, but easily a good chunk of your lifetime ago.
Yeah. And Athena's kind of walking with me and smelling different things and is really kind to everybody. And everything's changed. It's been decades. So I'm just kind of looking for some familiarity, something that would feel like home.
On a 12, it's hard to tell. I feel like you might need somebody to kind of show you around. But as you're spending all this time walking around talking with people, it's like I said, you feel very at home here, very calm.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, though, you do kind of make your way over to the eastern ridge there, and you come across, you notice there's a little bit of a ruckus going on over near some huts, and it sounds like there's people are shouting and looking for children. Does this alarm you?
It does. So Xena and Athena go towards the group because this is my group, and I'm going to head towards them and see if I can help in any way.
Okay. Same kind of deal. You get to a crossroad, so to speak, and off in the distance you can see Morn Row. It's got his back to you, but you do see Hippie also walking towards Morn Row. And then off to the right, you see Malin talking to some guards. You see Drew going through. Sorry, Drum. I'm going to mix that up 1,000 more times. Going through, like moving through some barrels and tossing baskets around, and almost look like they're looking for some kids, but you don't see any kids. But you definitely see Hippie off in the distance, walking towards Morn Row. I
head towards Hippie and Morn Row.
Okay. You as you head that direction, you definitely cross paths with Drew. And Drew's looking a little worse for wear too.
Oh, Drew, are you okay?
I think I will be.
Can I do anything to help you? Do you need anything? Can I? w- I. Uh, it looks like you've been through a lot. I'm sorry.
Just
What?
tell me how it feels to be home.
It's I I've haven't felt this way in a long time, and it's so warm and welcoming, and I feel like I belong. I haven't felt like I've belonged anywhere in so long, but this is just like, mm, when I don't know, it's like coming home to a warm place with family and those you know and those you love, and it's like I belong.
Good.
For a
I'm
long,
happy
yeah,
for you.
thank you. Thank you. It's been a long time. Been a long time. And having my memories come back and remembering just having those memories back is it's hard. It's hard because of the tears and the pain, but wow, knowing that I had a place where someone would protect me. That's I can't even explain the feeling because it's more inside, and I glow inside, and I just want to smile, and I don't feel like that's an appropriate thing, but I just feel like smiling, like saying and jumping up and down, this is my place. These are my people. I don't know. That's the only thing I can describe it as. I'm sorry. Is that hurtful?
No, it's Drew has tears in his eyes and his fists are like totally clenched. No, that's great. I'm really happy for you, Zena.
Thank you. And Xena reaches up and wipes a tear away from,
That's a far way for you to reach. I guess
yeah,
I'll be kneeling down.
okay. And wipes the tear away and just holds on to Drew's cheek and says, I want this for everybody. I want this for you. And then she reaches up and just puts her arms around his neck and gives him a tight hug and just a kiss on the cheek. I want this for you, Drew. I want this for you.
Thanks. I'm closer than I ever have been.
Oh, did something happen? Uh, this place is magical for me, and I hope it's magical for you and that you found something that would help you.
I think I think I found some family.
That's exciting. That's so exciting. You should pursue that. You should pursue that.
I'm planning on it. It was good traveling with you. You are staying here, aren't you?
Um, I don't know. I don't know. I need to talk to Hippie. And she's over there with Monroe, and I don't know what's going on over there. But I just need to talk to Hippie, and there's like that thing with Chiron that's just hurting my heart that I feel like I need to get control of, and then we'll see. So,
All
does that make
right.
sense?
It does. You want to go see what that ruckus is?
You're gonna go see the ruckus. I'm gonna go see what's going on with Monroe and
Okay.
Hippie because Hippie's kind of she scares me. and I just want to make sure Mornrow's safe with her. Although this does feel like a safe place, I'm just like intimidated by Hippie.
Do you want me to talk to Hippie with you?
It's up to you. I mean, if you want to come over, you can. If you want, I don't know what's going on. I mean, it's like there's such a big ruckus over there. Everyone's involved. Everyone's over there. So, but it's your choice. Whatever you want to do.
I can stay with you.
Okay. So we're gonna walk over towards Hippie and Monroe and see what that encounter's about.
Okay. Both of you come over. Start making your way. It's like I said, it's not that distance. It's you start approaching, and like Morn has this. You can't really see him, but Morn is like stopped, like almost like that bad like cartoon stop, like where it's like he has one hand up, one hand down, like he was slinking or sneaking, and it's like all of a sudden stopped and is looking over at Hippie, who has propped herself off of the nearby hut and is now walking towards him. Has the hand across back, and as she's gripping the haft of her spear, and just begins to pull it out. Has it down at her side and is walking towards Monroe. Monroe, what did you say?
Boy, hippie. I'm very. I can explain. And I'm gonna draw my sword.
Okay. She doesn't stop. She's still walking towards you. In fact, she's almost like smiling a little bit more than she was prior. She's still just walking her way towards you. Got about 20, 30 feet. What are you doing?
I'm gonna point my sword up.
Hmm?
And then I'm gonna misty step up.
Okay. Where do you Misty step to?
Nice little roof on the top there where the smokestack is.
Okay. And all of a sudden, Xena and Drew, as you guys are walking over, same distance, like you're kind of converging on Monroe, the same distance as you as Hippie is from the opposite direction. All of a sudden, you see Warren draw his sword with Hippie drawing her spear, and they're standing off of each other. You guys, I would assume you guys start to pick the pace up a little bit. Is there
Yeah,
anything you guys do before you? Is there anything you two do before you get
start
there?
running, getting faster, and running towards.
Drew's gonna like hold Xena's shoulder and just hold her back. We're gonna walk at a reasonable pace. See what
Okay.
happens.
You guys begin to close the distance. All of a sudden, you see Monroe when he draws his sword, points it up in the air, and this giant flash, like almost like a little crack of thunder and lightning, and this little like foamy smoke where his feet was, or like sea foam almost. He disappears, and you hear this like, oh, and he's standing like all of a sudden you're looking around and he's just gone. But Monroe, do you do anything, or do you just literally misty step away 30 feet on top of the?
Safe. I'm gonna slink. Gonna slink
Try to
behind the thing. That way, Hippie, if he's gonna look around, she's gonna look around. I'm gonna try and hide behind something.
You try to sneak away to the opposite side this time?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me another stealth for use of the spell. I'm gonna go ahead and make it a flat roll.
Oh, okay. Please work. 10 now.
10?
It's one more than normal.
I'll roll her thing on the app here. I don't think I gave her perception. Yeah, I gotta check her character sheet.
I have advantage against magic if that's what they're about to use.
No, she's just looking around for you. I'm just trying to find her character sheet. 1 second.
Okay.
Interesting. All right.
No freaking way. What is with this?
What's that laugh?
Right now?
I rolled a nat 20 on the app. She immediately clocks you. Like she kind of stops and does this like kind of slack jaw, like annoyed look on her face, and she just immediately like shoots her gaze up to you, up at the top, where you're standing on top as you're trying to like almost in that same like position, like about to sneak away, and she immediately sees you.
I do a. Oh, this was great. Oh, shit.
She just kind of like points her spear at you and does this like little 1-2 like tap thing in your general direction, and then she clocks Drew and Xena walking up as well. But her attention diverts away from you for the time being.
Can I sneak away again, or is that
Yeah,
happening?
you can.
That nat 20 is just.
Oh, she definitely clocked you, but she's not pursuing you right now.
I'm still
So,
gonna. Yeah. Anyway.
okay. Are you gonna try and make your way back to the hut, or what are you trying to do?
I wanted to try an Assassin's Creed it maybe. Like walk across and try and slide down the rafter of the roof on the other side and try and blend in with the crowd some way.
Roll me acrobatics. You're still doing this at disadvantage because you're overweight.
Please, dice, don't do this to me. Okay. Okay, 22. I'm
22?
alright.
Even with the disadvantage?
Yeah, the
All
higher is
right.
23, so we doing
Okay.
good.
Yeah, I'd say you do a full-on Assassin's Creed kind of like sliding down this thatched roof, and you kind of just like pop off, and you have your mirthful leap, and I would say you kind of like bound off of it and just kind of land ever so slightly gracefully. But again, you're covered in blood, carrying around multiple weapons and hauling around armor. You're rolling a 10 on your stealth. A lot of people see you drop and just kind of like, whoa, like part ways. Everybody's kind of looking at you, just like, what the fuck is going on with this guy? The landing looks awesome, but it's also still a very public landing. So
I take a minor bow and try and run off.
all right. Where are you trying to go? Like, where are you trying to like? What is your end goal here? Are you trying to get back with the rest of the group, or are you trying to make it back to the hut? What do you want to do?
The goal is to try and get to like a water so I can like clean myself off somehow and like stealth out and then try and perceive better of where everybody else was.
Okay. On that still on that same stealth 10, you're able to make it to the creek, but again, you're passing through quite a few like people. There's some people that don't really care or notice you, but there's still plenty that are clocking you like, oh god, like you're filthy, covered in mud and muck and blood and everything else. But you're finally able to make it to there by creek and start cleaning yourself off. But a lot of people have seen you.
Well, and this will be in my head. It's like, well, if I can't find them, I'm sure they're gonna hear something about a weird satyr covered in blood going to a creek somewhere.
And we will resolve that here in a little bit. But Xena, Drew,
Yes.
you're here with Hippie as Monroe teleports up to the top of the roof and goes sliding down the back end and disappears from sight. Hippie looks at the both of you, sheathes her spear back, just kind of gives you this, huh? And just starts to walk away.
Hippie, wait. Please. I want to talk to you. Do you remember me?
Yes, I remember you. I don't know your name. We haven't exactly been introduced, but yes, you were talking about my uncle earlier.
Yes.
I'm
my
a
name is
little
Xena.
I'm a little Xena. Yes, Xena. Yeah, you were the one the elder mentioned. Okay. Look, I'm a little annoyed with your group right now, just ever so slightly. So, what can I help you with, Xena? I'm being discourteous. You are owed some semblance of courtesy, I suppose. Unlike some. She looks right at Drew.
Oh wait, what does that mean?
Whatever you want it to. What can I help you with, Xena?
Well, I feel so much at home here, but I don't know you, and I feel like there's something that needs to be said between us. I have Chiron's holy symbol. It means a lot to me. And all I wanted to do was get it back to you and let you know that he was gone and let you know just how much we loved him as a group. And I felt like we were met with such hostility. And now being here and Elder Ingrid knowing us, so knowing me, and that this is my home, I feel like I'm in conflict with you. How do I handle you? What do I do with this relationship of feeling at home but feeling ostracized by you and you not even caring that we knew your uncle?
Listen, Xena, okay? It's almost in this moment to go ahead and actually roll me. Well, no, I would say just you would know you could notice this. Hippie, this is the first time you've kind of like had an able chance and like stand in front of her. She is powerfully built, as I described, but she's also young. Like as far as centaurs go, she looks like she's maybe 18, 19 years old, 20 tops.
Uh-huh.
She bears plenty of scars. Like she's a fighter. She's been through some shit. She's not a young woman, or she's a very young woman by every measure. It's like, Xena, I understand. Like you've been wandering for a while, I guess is what the elder told me, but I really don't care. Look, I don't know what your relationship was with my uncle. Okay, if he ran off and joined a mercenary company of all things after abandoning us here, well, cool, great. That sounds real typical. My uncle? Yeah, my uncle was a coward. Not in battle. Sure, I'm sure he was a wonderful warrior. I wouldn't know. He left when I was a girl. I never got to train under him or learn anything about that, no. He abandoned his duties here. He was the war chief. He was the one who's supposed to be leading our people, trying to save our people. When the Hercene comes back, and she will, he was supposed to be here to help the elder, to help everyone, to keep them alive. Instead, he goes off in search of long lost history, some blood of the moon, this bones of the land. I don't know. I don't care. I know my enemy, okay? And dead history makes for a poor soldier. So I'm glad you know him. Got to know him. Because I sure didn't. And he was needed here. Nice to know he was off gallivanting with some mercenary company that, as I said, I'm a little annoyed with your group. But it's fine. It's fine. It really is fine. The elder wants you all treated as guests as far as my courtesy will go. And this is the extent of it. So what do you want, Xena? What do you really want to know?
He just I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't know any of that past history. And I just want to know I I I I don't know. Want I want you to know that what we knew of him, I know what you just said to me. And Xena reaches out her hand to put it on as far as she can up on uh Hippie's forearm and just says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just, I didn't mean to bring you conflict in your own mind, which has been going on since you were a child, and I can't change that. But I hope in the future I can help you in some way.
You do notice a little bit of a tear well up in her eyes, and she just kind of flicks it off with her thumb real quickly. you carry a symbol now, right?
I do. I
Does it
cherish it.
does it mean something to you?
It does. I feel the goddess Danu from it. I feel so much strength from it as a cleric, and it has given me so much strength.
Well, it's been a long time since anybody here has felt any kind of strength from her.
Mm.
So why don't you stay then? Huh? I have no time for the faith. Or for children. No. I have a war to fight. So how about you pick up where he ran away? And
I would love that. I would love that.
she doesn't really wait for your answer. She quickly kind of like walks off. But she definitely quickly hides her face from your view.
All right. So, Drew, should we go find everyone else and see what's going on?
Hey, let's go.
Okay.
During all of this, Malin, Drum, anything going on? What are you two doing? Keep in mind, this is all kind of happening in real time. So, anything going on with the guards? Anything you want to act out or anything you want to know? See what happens?
I'm not crazy, right? There was screaming children over here. There's no one here. I'm gonna look at the guards.
Oh, they're quickly becoming annoyed talking with Malin. Malin, are you still trying to distract them, or what are you doing?
No, at this point, I am gonna be like, I don't know what to say.
Ugh. They kind of just grunt and they start making their way back to their post. It's around this time that the Monroe had teleported off to the roof, just in perfect time. And then Maddie, you made your way back. Xena, Drew, you guys have had your conversation with Hippie. And it's around this time you all start hearing this massive chiming of bells, rings aloud, all through the encampment. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Okay.
15 minutes.
Marshall, I don't know if it matters at all, but I don't think I put anything on when I came back, so I definitely have some full wings going on.
That's if you want to. I would say you had time if you want to hide them, but if you're feeling like you don't want to,
Nah, fuck it. Feeling good right now. Go.
Oh, snap.
Okay.
Guess we're gonna see what happens.
Cool.
Forgot I didn't know you were there, Drum. All right.
Wah, wah.
Oh, I didn't see you there.
Oh, my bad. I had not noticed your presence.
Oh my. Is
Big
my confidence in your way?
Let me just show my swagger.
That's funny. So 15 minutes?
Yes, it is 7:37 right now. Let's come back at 7:52. So
Just in time for Geico.
Yep, there you go. 15
15
minutes.
minutes.
Save your 50%. Oh, goodness.
Whoa.
Ball.
All right, I've downed my cup of coffee. I think I'm ready to go.
Let's do the shit.
Agreed. Coffee helps. Coffee is godsend.
I hope this isn't a battle. I think I have absolutely nothing and no hit points and exhaust. So if I run, don't be mad.
Wouldn't that be a shame?
I don't like the way you said that.
Hey, I'm still cooking, yo.
Well, I'm not all there, but you know, I can take a couple hits. I'm a bit beefy right now.
Yeah, right on time. Okay. I hear Maddie. Mom's here. Drew's here. Our drum's here. Well, Alex, Monica, are you guys here?
Yes, sir.
Hi.
All right. I heard Devin. Wales, you good?
Wales is
Maybe.
good. I am here.
All right. Allie, are you here?
Yes.
Okay. Eating dinner. Sounds good.
Hey Marshall, since the fight, would you consider any of this like a short rest instead of a long rest?
Nope.
All right, cool. Just checking.
Hey, asking is half the battle.
So is healing. Healing's the other half.
Yeah, a rest is great, but
All right. We are all here. Okay. We have just a quick recap. Monroe has managed to very clumsily try to sneak his way out of the tent and was confronted by Hippie, managed to miraculously teleport away and do a very cool swan divey sliding kick off the hut, and then clumsily snuck his way around a big crowd of people, managed to make his way to the creek and clean himself off best as he could. Maddie had a rather interesting conversation with a very large bear, got himself a token. Drew's made his way out of the cairn with some new toys and some new insights. Xena, you got to have a conversation with Hippie. Robbie and Drum have been trying to look for some non-existent children, and the guards have finally lost interest in the charade and returned to their posts. And I think that's everybody. We don't know where Argus is right now. But all of a sudden, as all of these things were culminating in real time, a massive set of bells started chiming out and ringing throughout the entire village. And everybody stopped, and everybody took attention. As you all look around, hear this chiming of bells. You see Hippie stop suddenly. She looks up. She looks at the two of you. She sees Xena and Drew. She makes her way back. All right. Let's eat. And everybody starts to congregate and start to move towards a rather large opening space that's pretty near to where the stone gathering was where you guys met Elder Ingrid. And you guys can see Argus standing out in a clearing outside of what looks to be like a big open air kitchen. And there are burners and all kinds of things just going nuts. And there's people coming in and out of here. They're bringing out just bowls and plates and just this humongous spread of food. And Argus is there ringing a dinner bell, calling all of Last Hearth together. It's a feasting bell. And you all start making your way there. Does anybody not go? Argus,
Yes.
you, in real life, you're a man who's prepared to cook for lots and lots of people. What would Argus be cooking in this moment? Having full run of the kitchen of Last Hearth and all of the goods that they've stolen, that they've managed to procure here, stolen, whatever it is, however they've come through here. But there's a veritable feast that you have prepared. What have you cooked up for?
I assume it'd probably be like mainly small game and berries in the area, yeah?
You tell me.
Just because it's a forest-like area, that would probably more than common.
I mean, there's things here that they procure from traders and soldiers, and here's anything here you can possibly think of. Go nuts.
For the mass quantity of people, probably a really nice berry-like stew or porridge. Probably potatoes in it. Just something hearty that's easy to keep going and add to, because I assume there's probably hundreds of people here. So it's not just a few amount of bodies to feed. It's a lot easier to just make a huge stew and keep cooking stuff up like onions that you found in the ground.
Beautiful.
Radishes probably nearby, beets. Got some rabbit, quail eggs probably cooking off over to the side. Yes.
Argus is just going nuts.
Yes.
After he rings this massive cooking bell or dinner bell, as the veritable horde of this village, several hundred people, in fact. And in fact, it's after the dinner bell starts getting rung and everybody starts gathering up, you notice that it's kind of just a big picnic space. People start gathering in groups, families, friends, congregating, grabbing food, sitting down, talking, laughing together. You all of a sudden realize that there's a lot more children here, in fact, that there were before, that you saw running around. Seems like many of them were kept inside or were off somewhere else. No, it's about a 50-50 here between who all is of age and who all is, children. But they are definitely all of the children are going absolutely nuts at this veritable feast before them, and they are just starting to dig in. Parents kind of holding their kids back and, trying to feed them as gently as possible or, encourage them to slow down. I mean, all of them are deeply fascinated with this strange mechanical man that is just going nuts and frying up everything and all the smells and all of the wonderful things. And it's almost like this, the weird calm before the storm that you felt before here is shattered in an instant. And this entire space is happy and warm, and the smells of food and the congregation is just like it's a big veritable picnic of all these people coming together. But you're all, for the first time, rather welcomed in a little bit. It's like everybody's, visions kind of like their looks at you kind of soften a little bit. People are kind of waving at you gently a little bit as, food gets in their system. Maybe people start warming up a little bit. And you're all welcome to grab food and mingle and do what you wish. Take it away. Who's first?
Well, Xena walks over to Argus and says, "This smells delicious. I have had some of your cooking, and it is this is so much better. Thank you so much. And she grabs a plate and just, or a bowl for the stew, and just walks over and holds her bowl out and then walks over to a table to sit down.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'll follow suit.
Now, don't be shy. Plenty to go around.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll get some food as well. But I don't think I'm gonna eat inside on the tables because my wings are out. I might actually step outside just to eat there.
I'll probably actually sit outside with him. And then just be like, oh, I'm surprised you have your wings out.
I have a lot to tell.
Maddie, real quick before you do that, roll me just perception real quick.
And we decided I'm still exhausted. Okay, perception. 8.
8. A lot of people are looking at you, but not as many as you thought would. And even on 8, it doesn't look like anybody's really looking at you with anger or disgust. Not here.
I'll go ahead and I'll slowly digest that while I start telling Malin everything that happened to me.
Drum has failed to notice between exhaustion and poor perception where Maddie and Malin have gone, and that Maddie had his wings out. But
Hopefully for the best.
Tracks.
any other character probably couldn't, but Drum, it's valid. So Drum is actually going to notice that Argus is the one cooking, and as he still has many questions about the cube that turned into a fireball that turned into a chef, he's going to abstain from eating, but he's going to go try and find Drew. Wherever Drew is.
Drew's just kind of like outside, walking around.
If I see him, I'm gonna gesture him to come sit with me and Maddie.
Which
Okay.
him? Well,
Are you guys? Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, well, Drum is looking inside, for Drew, and then that's where I'll end that.
Drew.
Yeah.
You said you're kind of hanging outside having something to eat, or what are you doing?
Do I feel hungry? Because I don't need to eat.
Nope.
No, yeah, Drew's
No
gonna
hunger.
kind of be outside so nobody's noticed it that he's not eating. But if Malin waves him over, he'll go over there.
Okay.
Just before you do, it's like Malin, as you kind of wave him over and invite him over. Drew, Malin, as you turn back to the rest of the group, you feel a little tug on your arm. It's a small child. Yep. No, Drew does.
Drew, okay.
It's a small child, elvish, maybe, as elves age, that they're probably about 10, 15 years old, but they have the shape and form of about somebody that's about 6, 7 years old. They just kind of tug on your finger and trying to get your attention.
Hey there.
They just kind of look up at you and they're just smiling. They're not really saying anything, though.
I'll kind of kneel down. All right. Do you need something, kid?
As you kneel down, his fingers, these little meaty, like little digits, kind of reach out. They grab your cheek and they kind of just caress your face for a second.
Okay. I'm gonna pat him on the head.
As soon as you pat him on the head, the eyes in his head roll back, the teeth recede back into his face, and his skin goes real dry and taut and gray, as almost like he's a skeleton now, and he just Do you reel back?
Yeah.
As soon as you reel back and you kind of like stand up and blink for a second, he's gone. A couple people kind of look at you because you kind of like stumble back ever so slightly. Your massive 7-foot frame, but there's nothing there.
Okay, so you did kind of cut out at the end there. I didn't hear anything after he turned like skeletal. Was that kind of it?
Yeah, he made a noise and like, and all of a sudden, as you reeled back, he just disappeared. As soon as you blinked, he was gone. A couple of people looked at you like, "Whoa, what the hell?" Like, because you kind of like stumbled back into a couple of people, but nobody's really. They just kind of go back to what they were doing.
Okay, that might as well happen today.
You go join Malin and the rest.
Yeah.
There you go. All yours.
Hey, you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm great.
I start handing my bowl over to Drew.
Oh no, it's fine. I ate.
I keep on eating it then.
Like, oh, you eat quick. You just look a little frazzled.
I've learned some things. It's a little complicated.
Oh, did you get some memories?
No,
But something related to them, I'm assuming.
yeah, I think I had a sister, but people here don't seem to like me or us, whatever we were doing.
Right. Well, I don't know. I mean, if you have a sister, then maybe that's something we could look into.
Maybe. There is something that I wanted to talk to both of y'all about.
Oh, yeah. Is everything okay?
Oh yeah, between bites, Maddie's acknowledging it.
Yeah. Sit down, sit down.
With everything I've learned and kind of how people are acting,
Mhm.
the chances that I was a good person are seeming lower.
Okay.
So when I find out what I've done, what everything was about, we could learn that I've been doing some nasty stuff.
Okay.
So I just
Are
I
you
don't
worried that you'll lose friends if you were?
I'm more worried that y'all might kill me.
Okay.
So you're scared you're doing some bad things?
I in the past, when I can't remember.
Are you
So
gonna
not
start doing? Are you
currently.
gonna start doing bad things now?
Um, I am going to try not to.
I'm gonna use
Okay.
insight, see if that's true or not.
You don't have to. It is not true. He is lying.
I'm gonna keep that to myself for now. I'm just gonna stop talking though.
Look, I had a conversation earlier with Dingus. Okay. And I'm going to tell him something. No, I'm going to tell you something that I should have told him. Whatever it is that you did in your past does not matter as long as what you are doing now is trying to make up for it. The whole thing with the children in the card was him trying to get them out of the situation that they were in. Because
that's
he has
good.
put people in horrible situations and never wants to do something like that again. If you were an absolutely horrible person who killed millions of people or were trying to bring around the end of the world, that is a Drew that has since passed. As long as you are trying to become a newer version of yourself, that is what matters. Does that make sense?
It does. I don't know if I'm strong enough for my morals to overcome my own curiosity.
I get that. I mean, from personal experience, I don't know what my home's plan is or what they were planning on using me for. But I know that if it is something that would hurt you guys, I'm not going through with it. Things that I found now matter more to me than whatever they were off, if that makes sense.
Maddie
It
blushes.
does.
So it's okay if you weren't a good person, as long as now you are.
I'm trying.
I can help. There's a lot that we still have to learn about each other, just in general. And I'm gonna look over at Maddie about our pasts. But I know we'll get there. And the timing is right. Are you sure you're not hungry?
Yeah. No, I'm fine.
Do you want to hear how I got this claw? And I look down at the trinket I got.
I do actually. I'm very curious. Wait, when did you guys get? Whoa, it was during the kid thing. Okay, never mind. I remember. Please, you tell me about how you got the claw, and then we will talk about the things that you learned, if you would like to share.
I stand up when I toss out my food, and I start telling this grand tale to both of them about how I obtained the claw.
You got to roll me performance.
If I use prestidigitation, can I make it at advantage?
You have your casting still?
It's at prestidigitation's the cantrip.
You only get it once per day though with the tattoo.
No. Prestidigitation's is my actual cantrip.
Oh, you have that? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Sell me on it. What do you do? How are you using prestidigitation to get advantage of this?
I'm using it for like the sounds. Like I'm making a whole bunch of like the growling that Sloth made, and just making it sound like a bit like that. And I can also use it 3 different things at once. So I'm using the fire to make a whole bunch of shadows pop up as well for some sensory effects of the tale of this big bad sloth and Maddie overcoming as the hero.
Hell yes, I'll give you a flat roll on that one.
Fantastic. How does a 7 do on a flat roll?
Malin, Drew, the rest of you guys tell Maddie exactly, like you guys tell us exactly how you're feeling about the story. Everybody else is kind of like, like all the villagers and stuff like that are surrounding you, you're talking about Harkin Sloth. They know exactly what Harkin Sloth is or who he is, and they have absolutely like no faith in your story whatsoever.
Yeah,
Like
Marshall,
a couple of,
I'm going to use
go
my
ahead.
inspiration. That's how important this is to me. I'm going to use my inspiration. Let's make this happen.
Roll it again. I'll give you another flat roll. Let's see what happens.
5. Come on. It was an 18. No. Oh, awful.
Several of the villagers are like kind of like looking at it. A couple of them are like chuckling under their breath. A couple of them are looking at just like this weird look on their face. One person like throws a huck of like some kind of meat at you and just like hits you on the chest and splats out on the table. But
So
Malin, Drew, the rest of you, go ahead and tell you. You can keep it to yourselves, or like how are you reacting to the story?
I'm gonna have like my hand over my mouth a little bit to try to hide the laugh.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm just
think
gonna be
I
like,
think I think most of it is towards Malin too. Like that's like the show is towards her. So she's if she's holding back the laugh, it's not good.
the whole time I'm just gonna be like, this guy is so cute.
Drew is watching Malin watch Maddie. Like you do when your friend is talking to their crush.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep. Watching the facial cues.
I'm gonna like occasionally glance at Drew and like widen my eyes a little bit and like, do you believe this?
I'm gonna clap. That's a great story, Maddie.
Oh my god.
It's gonna show up out of nowhere.
Real quick, before that happens, I'm actually going to shift real quick.
Oh
Morb
god.
and Monroe. Were you guys making? I'm assuming you were making your way towards the dinner bell as well.
Yeah, I rolled a stealth an 18, and anyone that
18?
wanted to see if I was gonna approach, yeah, that was disadvantage. Finally, my stealth is working for
Finally.
my group anyway.
I'm going to give you an opportunity here before you get to the feasting or the picnic area and everything like that. You actually bump into Morb. Do you engage in conversation or anything that's going on right now, or do you just kind of pass him by? On an 18 stealth, I'm going to give you the choice.
Do a perception like on my like I assume I'm a little bit damp from trying to scrub as hard as I could.
Yeah, more if you want to make a perception to kind of like or investigation to kind of see what's up with Monroe in this situation, go for it.
Sure. 7.
7. Okay, on a 7, he's wet and he's goofy. He's like, it's Monroe. Who the hell knows what happened to him? But even on a 7, I'm gonna say that you do notice one thing on his person that definitely catches your attention because it would catch your attention. Is a very old, rusty pistol sitting in his belt.
I'm gonna
Conversations, y'alls.
I'm gonna just wave, be like, I didn't know you were into my belt there. Can I help you?
Are you trying to be more like me? You sound like me when you walk now. Now you got a gun on you.
Oh, I actually found this. Does it?
Right.
Does it
Roll
interest
insight,
you?
Mark.
Okay.
Not great.
Go ahead and roll deception too, Monroe.
Don't you mean honesty?
I rolled an
Depends.
11.
11
I rolled
depends
a
on how
7.
hard. 7. Ooh. Yeah, I would say more. You definitely clock that. Found it is a. There's more of a story there. There's not enough of a gap. I would say anymore.
Right. Found it.
Yeah.
Just like how I found this. I'm looking at my hand.
What the hell? You found that? What is
Yeah,
that?
I found it.
Ew. Do you need to does that need to come out? What is that?
It's fine. Is it
It's
reacting to the sound at all, Marshall?
No, it's just kind of chilling in your hand. Like I said, you do notice that it's definitely like slowly getting like stretching itself out farther. Like it was just in your wrist and your hand before, but now it's kind of like slowly creeping up your forearm.
that's
But
fine.
no pain or anything.
Alright.
See, me
Um
as a character, I'm worried about it, but Morb as a scientist, he wants to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, it hasn't given you any reason to be alarmed.
Yeah. Yeah.
that looks
That's
gnarly, dude, but if you seem fine, I guess.
yeah. Here's what's going
Um
to happen.
well,
Do you even know how to use one of those things?
uh not at all. And holy crap, I feel like my back's gonna break from like I'm just carrying so much stuff. I don't know if I mean well, you're talking to me, I guess, finally, but look, uh wanted to tell you I'm sorry if I made a dumbass move with the circle uh me and when me and Drum were doing their stuff, I thought, it was going to be a great idea to get some info. But dude, seriously, I got info. Um and I want to give you this pistol, but could you hear me out before I give it to you? Give me another chance, man, to prove we can figure things out together in some way, cuz I well, I'll bite my tongue and hear what you got to say first before I tell you more. Truce?
For now, I'm gonna shake his hand, the black hand, see if it does anything to him.
No, Monroe, you just shake his hand, right?
Yeah.
No, nothing happens.
Trippy, dude.
But you
And
gotta
I
promise
pass you
me.
the
You
pistol.
gotta promise me this.
Hmm.
Don't just go and blurt out that hellhole's name of a ship.
Yeah.
I mean, last time I did that, we ended up fighting the captain. So bringing it up brings up fights. Fights that we barely win, by the way. The next time
Barely
we're not going to
wins
be so
so far.
lucky.
Hey, like I say, there's a change in the wind, you will. The smell of salt in the air that just smells just right. That we got this. And I'll pass you the pistol.
See, I never got the chance to smell the salt from the air as much as
Can plasmoids smell?
I'm gonna leave that to Marshall. Would that be a yes or no?
I would say that like smell is a yeah. salt in the air and stuff like that. I wouldn't say you smell in the traditional sense, but you would definitely pick up things in the air because it's hitting your skin.
Mhm.
So in the way that people would feel the salt air, you would feel it, taste it, smell it.
Gross.
All of your senses.
Ew.
Yep.
It seems like that could get vile.
I know that just that sounds like a full day in itself.
Hey, when you got a watery body, this is what shit's gonna happen.
All right, man.
See, we smell in a sense. What I meant is mournful rowers got more air than where I was. I just got wet. Not there.
Got it. Well,
It's around this time of year. Remember that you've never seen work like above deck. As much as you guys, what you guys have talked about, you realize he was never allowed above deck.
you were never allowed
About
to.
Morn or Morv or Monroe?
Mornor realizes this about you. Like,
Yeah, I
realizes
noticed.
like what you guys have talked about in the past. It's like you were on the same ship, but you never saw each other in the sense that Morv recognizes Monroe's music, but Monroe, you've never seen Morv. Realize that he was kept as a thing below the deck, never allowed up deck. He was a tool to be utilized.
I guess I did never truly see you.
No one ever supposed to.
Well, I have a map
Of
of a possibility based on, that fight. Like, I apologize for that one, but I did get something cool out of it. I got a map that can help lead us in the direction of the guy. Possibly. I don't
guy.
know. I'm not really good at stuff like this.
The guy is
But
back in Opuston. You met him.
true. Um, would you like to hold on to the map since you're the one that has it better? But I can be your backup man. I can be your hype man. Figure this out.
Don't know what that is, but I'm gonna assume it's something bad. But
Because it's coming from me. Understandable. But, yeah,
yeah, I'll hold on to it.
cool. So you're going to have the map and the pistol.
Cool.
And then I think and be like, I'm gonna go and get some food though. You're welcome to join in. Feel like Maddie's standing on a desk up there. Let's see what's going on.
It's around this time that you guys come up to Maddie's telling his story. More if you go along with Monroe and the rest.
Kind of. I'm gonna sit off the side. I'm gonna eat, but I'm gonna start fiddling with the gun.
Okay. Yeah, it's around the time that Monroe, you sneak up on Maddie a little bit as he's telling his story. And
And
take
I'm
it.
clapping. Wow.
I leave the floor open. Any more conversations? Anything that anybody wants to have conversations or talks or anything that needs to go on? You let me know. What's going on?
Sure. Yeah.
So
Adding.
Xena leaves her table after she's finished her wondrous stew and comes out to see what everyone's doing out on the deck and comes to the at the end of Maddie's story and just looks at everyone and just remembers things that each of them are, and it makes her happy.
So, you also realize that everybody is here as well. More so than I, with your near shot. Argus, I'd say around this time you took a break and you're kind of over and just hanging out with the group a little bit. Everything's cooked and ready. It's as much as it possibly can. A few people took over for you to kind of give you a break. But I'd say the entire group is congregated here in the this picnic area around this one table. But everybody's here.
When I see Xena walking out, I am going to go, oh, hey, Xena, come sit down. And gesture her to like sit by us too.
And she
Drum,
does.
Drum is still looking for Drew inside.
I'd say Drum. Drum. I would say that you hooked up with Argus, and like you guys have come out together, and you're able to find the rest of the group.
So
Okay.
you're not gonna find Drew in here. Let's go outside. There's a bit of
All right,
stuff
I
in
follow.
here.
It's just fun feasting with everybody and hearing stories and seeing us relax together is it just hits Xena's heart like this is great.
How are you feeling, Xena?
I'm sorry.
How are you feeling?
Oh, there's just so much to take in. I I can't believe I have my memories back. And it's just I feel like a whole person here at the last hearth. I feel like something happened and Elder Ingrid just brought everything down into my heart and into my mind that I remember who I was, and it's it's difficult, to realize that I was a wanderer for so long, but it's wonderful that I have met all of you and you have brought so much into my life, and we've been through a lot, and I just love all these memories, and my heart is just full right now.
I'm glad. So are you gonna stay with us or are you gonna stay here?
Um, I think this is my chance to tell you all how much I love you and tell you all how much I've loved being a part of this group. And we've done so many things together, and I've learned so much about you. And I think it's time for me to find my home and to stay where I'm comfortable. But I don't want to leave you guys because we've been through so much for so long. And Xena takes off her armor, the Enclave half plate, and gives it to Drum and says, "Thank you so much for the protection." And she reaches towards Maddie and grabs his hand and looks at his fingers and says, "Don't ever forget that those are a weapon." And she reaches into her backpack and gives him the sending stone that goes to the uh, the headquarters and says, "This is yours to communicate with the head office and let them know what you're doing and how wonderful you guys are doing." And she reaches out and hugs everybody and says, I love you guys, but I think this is my place. I'm sorry, I'm just emotional all the time, and this is me. And she looks at Maddie and says, you can uh, send a message to headquarters that we did contact Hippie, and as Chiron's next of kin, and we let her know that he was deceased. And so our mission there is complete. And I I love you guys. You've been my family. I mean, I've had a lot on my mind as far as my past and trying to figure out who I am, but you guys help me figure out who I am in a different aspect. And I think that I need to stay here and become the cleric that they don't have anymore. Chiron was their war chief, and he was able to help everyone here and with the children, with the family, and all my knowledge coming back to me. I think that this is going to be my home, that Athena and I are going to help as much as we can with the wildlings. And one day, um, I will get uh, Elder Ingrid's sword back from Maven because she's an evil person. I didn't know who she was when I saw her, but now I know who she is. And one day, maybe we will be able to rectify what happened or what is happening to the wildlings. And I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of you guys. But I found my home, and I'm sorry but it's time to say goodbye. And I love
Lauren's
you
gonna
all.
run up to Xena real quick and be like, but we were together this whole time. What can we do to convince you? What can we do to make you stay?"
I don't know. Um,
Maddie grabs one of the kegs that him and Moore made and starts pulling it over and starts just laughing it off and pouring her a drink.
breakfast beer. That's the best thing ever.
I don't think they
I,
have breakfast beer here.
mm, you guys make the best. And I truly will miss that. Will miss fighting with you guys, and I will miss you all. And I will always be here if you need me. Always. And all you have to do is reach out. But I think I found my home. And I've been wandering for so many years. So many years. And Elder Ingrid showed me who I am.
I'm gonna walk forward and put a hand on her shoulder. And I'm gonna go, listen, Xena, I know that you and I did not have the best of relationships in probably since the beginning. But I am very glad that you have found your home and where you feel you belong.
And,
I wish you the best, and please know that in the future, should you ever need us, you can always count on us.
yeah, thank you. And Xena's gonna reach and touch Melon's face and say, you are very beautiful. And I pray that Danu will bless you. I mean, I know you don't believe in Danu, but I just pray that you and your endeavors and the endeavors of the mercenaries, the EV, the Eternal Vanguard, will be legendary. And I will listen for everything I can about the EVs and their accomplishments. And I love you all so much. Thank you for everything. And I I had no idea that I would end up here. No idea that I would come full circle to where I needed to be. But I think I have a purpose here, and I want to pursue that purpose.
I'm gonna approach and ask. You mentioned Maven. Do they have something? Do you remember something? Do
Oh
you
yeah.
want us to help?
I I don't think that you can help, but I in my memories I saw that Maven attacked us, and she was part of the party that killed my husband and my children. And she hurt Elder Ingrid and stole the tip of her sword and used it as a token. I saw it that day, but I didn't know what it meant. I saw it that day on her hip when she killed all those wildlings. And I want to get that back one day. But it's not an endeavor for the EVs because you guys have legendary things to do and you're going to go down in history. But one day, she will suffer for the things that I have suffered, and we as wildlings have suffered. I know I'm a wildling now. I know I'm one of these people. And we will one day find restitution for what she has done.
If we get any hints, we will keep you in our. Is there a way to? Can we talk to you still? This can't be the end, Xena. Come on.
Um, I, I can talk to Danger, but you guys don't like Danger. But I'm not sure. Maybe there's some kind of system. Maybe there's some way that I can just send you messages and in random places that you'll know how I am and you'll know what's going on here. But please know that anytime you are always welcome here. You're always welcome here as guests of the Last Hearth to rest and feed, and I will do anything I can to stay in contact with you. I don't know what that means right now, but I will definitely be in contact somehow.
I believe in you.
And Morn's just gonna sulk away. It's like I.
And Xena reaches out and grabs Morn and just hugs him and says, I believe in you. You have so much in front of you. I see you're changing, and you can do whatever you want to do. Just make good choices. And
I'm
she
gonna
kisses
laugh.
she kisses him on the cheek and says, remember, I'll always love you.
Hmm.
So, and she says that to everyone in the group. I will always love you, and you have a special place in my heart that will never die. And my memories will hold you dear because I have them, and I can look back on what we've done. I will always be an Evie, even though I'm not.
With
I know
that,
you are.
Maddie wants to hand Xena a patch that he's been working on. It's for the Eternal Vanguard, which is not all the way established yet, but a big part of it. So it's basically a big V with an infinity symbol and kind of the works of what Eternal Vanguard's going to look like, but the first patch that we have for it.
Thank you, Maddie. I am literally gonna stitch this on the shoulder of my leather, and it will always be there as a reminder of who you guys are and who I was with you.
Well, we're going to have headquarters someday, so I expect you to be there and have a beer with me for breakfast, of course.
Always breakfast beer. Every time you have a breakfast beer, you have to think of me, okay?
Yeah, Maddie's going to go ahead and give Xena a great hug and say that this should be a time for celebration then. You found home.
Yeah, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. And she gives Maddie a big hug and she says, "Wow, you look magnificent with your wings."
Maddie blushes.
I give him a side eye.
Maddie starts pouring drinks as Xena's starting to talk to her.
Frantically pouring drinks.
I'm gonna need Constitution saving throws from everybody that's drinking here. Like, hey, if we're gonna celebrate, let's celebrate.
All right, let's
I'll drink.
celebrate, Pat.
Go ahead. Put them in the chat if you need. Put them in chat. Put them in the chat.
God, I'm at disadvantage. God damn it.
Yeah.
Wipe the floor with all of us.
Constitution, right?
Yep.
Oh, I
Yeah,
have pretty good
I got a
Constitution. I didn't even realize.
Can I roll deception to fake drinking with everyone, even though I can't consume?
Hey, you can consume, just so you may or may not do anything to you. So.
Hey, so still
You wanted
con save? Yes.
in the
Yep.
chat said.
Oh,
Xena got a
fuck.
15.
So did I.
4, 11, 2 15s. Let's go.
I got an
You gotta have
18 on
one.
disadvantage. Heck yeah.
Ooh, Rowe is up there.
I'm
Go to the
saved
chat.
by
Let's
my
see.
ridiculous
22 from
combat.
Argus.
Is it a poison, actually, technically?
Yeah, it's technically it's
hey.
poison.
Yeah, still 22.
Oh, wait, if it's technically a poison, hold up.
Maddie's going to be
Heck
out
yeah.
the first round. Come on. Come on.
I'm gonna say okay. Has everybody rolled?
Yep.
Okay. Everybody that rolled below a 10, you're out. Anybody that rolled above a 10, roll again. Let's see who's going to be the winner of the last
Yay.
drinking contest against the Iron Gut Fairy.
All right, Maddie falls next to Al.
I got a 21.
Okay, put them in the chat. Let's go. Let's see who. Right now you gotta beat a 15.
Oh, damn it. 14.
14.
Xena got
Robot's
a
out. It doesn't taste good.
Oh, Xena's just smoking y'all. Look at this. All right, who all got above a 15? Who's all still in? We got Monica, Xena, so we got Balance, Xena, Drum. Anybody else?
I think that's it.
Okay.
Gonna rub the soot off my eyes finally.
So I'm gonna say, Argus, you can bow out now, unless you want to like.
No, it's
Okay, Argus is gonna bow out.
Argus is out.
Argus is gonna bow out, being an automaton. It's down to between Drum and Xena. Let's go.
Okay.
All right.
I got a natural 20.
Ooh.
Oh,
Nice.
and Malin's still in. Natural 20.
Okay.
17.
4. 17.
Oh, Xena's out. She got a 4.
Xena is out. With that, Malin, of all people, has taken the drinking. I think this is the first time you've won a drinking contest, isn't it?
This is the first time I've ever been in one of the drinking contests.
Was it with the real mouth or the,
Real
the
mouth?
bug mouth?
Yes, this is true. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Malin with the mouth.
New
Real
mouth.
mouth
New-
wins.
Real
What did the mouth do?
What'd that mouth do?
Malin has won a drinking contest. Xena, you pass out after the several rounds. You guys spend like I said, this is dinner. Basically, it's a giant picnic. You guys start spreading drinks around, as cracking kegs, passing around to other people. Everybody else starts bringing out things. The whole night turns into a night of revelry. And before the night is done, you guys have definitely kind of improved your reputation here. As like, you guys didn't come here. You guys came here as unwanted guests, unwelcome guests, kind of treated like stray dogs, I guess you could say. But before the night is done, Argus, with your cooking and everything else, I'd say for the most part, the rest of the group, you guys have earned a reputation here where it's like, yeah, you're not so bad. Okay, it's like there's more to come in terms of like the next morning and everything, but you guys spend the rest of the evening drinking, enjoying, having good times, saying your goodbyes, trading stories. Maddie getting booed and food thrown at him for his outlandish tall tales, but it's an amazing evening of camaraderie and family. For some of you feeling as close to home or already home as you have in a very, very long time. Is there any other conversations you guys want to have before you return to the hut for your long rests?
I do want to fill them in on the convo that I had with Ingus.
Okay.
Like, just bare minimum. He told me, what's up with the kids? We need to get him out of here.
You fill them in about the lamplighters and the whole conversation, basically?
I might keep the lamplighter part to myself, but I'll just like explain what happened. And then if I need to bring it up later on when we're talking to the elder, I will.
Okay. All of you decide amongst yourselves, Malin, whatever you decide. Like, you basically told him about what Ingus said in regards to the kids of like what his intentions were, but you don't share anything else. All of you decide what you choose to believe out of that, whether you believe Ingus, or you believe Malin and her story, what she's telling you about Ingus, or whether you have something else in mind. Think on that when you go to your long rest. More. Do you do any like potion work or anything, any kind of like tinkering around or using any of your tools before you go to take your long rest?
I'm trying to get the pistol into working order, so I'd probably be using my tinker's tools.
Okay. Good to know.
So Drum is gonna wander away from the group a little bit. I'm gonna use message. I'm gonna use it twice. One for Maddie, one for Malin. Okay. And I'm also gonna call over Lucky. But I'm basically gonna say, hey, can you guys come here? I need to talk to you guys really quick.
I look at Malin to see what she wants to do.
I nod and I'll get up.
I'm gonna keep my shirt off though.
Okay. And of course, somebody comes to my door. Put this on hold real quick. Someone's at my door.
Okay. More. Roll me your tinker's tools real quick.
Okay.
Deal with this door situation.
That's a natural 20.
Nice. This is it's rusted, but it's still fully functional. This is a design that is heavily outdated. It seems like it's something that was kept from back when firearms were first becoming like a novelty and used more commonly. Like, this is the kind of the first like compact design. It's almost like taking a blunderbuss, kind of what Ingus uses, and shrinking it down to a pistol size. It's one shot at a time, and then you got to load it up with whatever you can, pack it full of powder, and you get one big boom out of it. It's a very simplistic design, but it's something that you could definitely disassemble or reforge into something else if you so choose to. So if you want to turn it into blueprints, or if you want to turn it into a functional weapon or into a more functional weapon, you absolutely can on that 20.
I am going to try to turn it into a more functional weapon.
Okay. You don't really have, like I said, this is something you've discovered on a nat 20 with breaking it apart. You don't have the necessary tools to do it just yet.
Okay.
But it's something that you definitely could do. You just need a little bit more time and a little bit more equipment to mess around.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Is there anything else anybody else wants to be doing before you guys settle down for a long rest?
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
I know I need to talk to Drew eventually and Drum.
Okay, we'll
Okay.
settle that real quick. So, Drew, go ahead. More drum. I'm gonna have to start using that, I guess. Drum, go ahead.
Okay. So I call over Malin, Maddie, and Lucky, and I'm definitely like not paying too much attention to the Maddie and Lucky at the current moment in time, and I'm talking directly to Malin, and I'm holding the rat cloak, and I was like, "This reminds me of something. Where did you get it again?"
When I first got into town, there was a person that I bumped into, and I thought that they had stolen from me, but they didn't, and that's kind of what I got into.
Okay. Did you remember anything about the person or anything particular other than this kind of looks ratty?
Well, they were very rat-like themselves. But then also, I don't know if you guys remember that first night when we were all like sleeping inside of um that one place before we set off, how something kind of attacked me. They were asking about him, and it was definitely something. I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to hold it up to Lucky, and have him sniff, and since I can talk to him, be like, "Tell me everything you smell about this. I know there's something, I don't remember what it is, but tell me what you smell. I need any hints possible."
Roll me an animal handling check real quick.
Animal handling. Got it. Oh, let's see. Oh, that doesn't look great. Natural 20 and a 7. Animal handling 2. 9.
You hold up to him and he's really super interested for a minute. Like it's like a dog that gets that smell of something wild and new. Then he kind of like sniffs back and or stands back and kind of snorts and wipes his nose with his paw. It smells like a rat.
All right. Well, I was hopeful that was the case. I am going to let's see. Can I use investigation?
I would say. Oh, go ahead.
Investigation, or what can I use to further explore this cloak?
Investigation, Arcana, or Nature, I will allow you. And I'll give you advantage on the roll because you're utilizing Lucky and you've gotten some history.
Okay. Let's go with investigation because I'm kind of dumb. So I'm gonna go with that. Let's see. That is a 19, so plus 120, dirty 20.
Placid 20. This cloak is a hide cloak. You've seen hundreds of them. You've used hundreds of them in the past. Usually they're made from some kind of cowhide or some kind of large creature. But no, this is stitched together. It is a hide, and it is a singular hide that's been patched together with other smaller pieces. But the singular hide itself is of a massive rat, a huge rat, and it's just been patched together over the years as it's been worn down. But on a flaccid 20, yeah, you've definitely never seen something made like this before. But there's definitely something else about it. It's just not your thing.
Okay. All right.
But you do know that it is made from the hide of a singular massive rat.
Okay. So I'm going to hold on to that knowledge. And say, okay, so I think wherever this came from, we may have problems later. I'm not too. This looks like it's just one massive creature, but like if a rat's that big, could you imagine what else is there? And I'm gonna look over to Maddie, and say, "Have you ever seen a rat?" And I'm gonna trail off and actually notice that Maddie has wings unfurled, and I'm not gonna finish the sentence but I'm gonna stare kind of wide-eyed at their wings, and I'm gonna look between the wings and Malin and look very panicked as I keep looking between the two.
Okay, take a deep breath.
Yeah, yeah.
Stay with me.
Rats? Yeah, I've seen rats before.
Uh,
Drop. Breathe, please. I need you to breathe.
Definitely not breathing.
Inhale with me. Come on.
You know, this only work. I'm gonna take a breath with Malin. Only works because
Thank
she has a mouth.
Yeah.
Maddie's a little bit confused on what's going on after all the animosity that was before. Like he's doing a little panicky thing right now.
With
Okay, listen. I know that you were upset earlier about the whole thing.
about what? What was I upset about earlier?
The wings.
Uh did we know he had wings? I don't remember him having wings. When did he get wings?
Insight check. Is he lying to me?
That's between you two.
I'm going
Uh,
fully on Drum is stupid and sometimes forget things.
Oh wait, I forgot I'm disadvantaged. 6. Yeah, inside of 6. I don't fucking know.
Well, he's not lying to you.
Um,
Regardless of your insight, he's not lying to you.
okay, before we got to the city, you got kind of lost. And you came flying at Maddie and stabbed him when you saw the wings.
I'm very slowly gonna look from Malin to Maddie, and
Maddie's
then
gonna look away, like kind of pouting, like a little pouty face, like he's kind of upset about the situation that happened.
You guys have been fighting about this since then.
don't. The last thing I remember. The last thing I remember is you saying we were friends, and then Monroe asking for a favor, and I'm no longer speaking to you guys. I am kind
Kind
of
of mumbling and pacing.
mumbling, kind of stepping back and forth, but now I'm looking directly at Pumperum, who's on my shoulder. Uh, what do I do?
Okay. I need you to take another breath because you're starting to panic again.
Takes a deep breath.
I think Maddie starts stepping closer to Drum because he sees like the panic he's in, but almost makes it uncomfortable. Like he stands like directly in front of him with his wings up.
I'm gonna put my arm on Maddie to kind of like guide him back a bit.
Maddie pushes her arm away, and he's thinking about Sloth and kind of what he said to him about your friends and what you're doing, and be careful about what you're doing. So at that point, he goes ahead and starts hugging Drum because he understands he doesn't understand what's going on.
Drum's gonna be stiff as a board. And almost trance like he's not exactly like Maddie, you're not even there to him, but he's gonna reach out and just like touch the wings to verify that they're real. Not like in a aggressive manner or anything, but kind of like when you put your hand out like to see if a door like if something's a window or if it's open or not, kind of with that hesitancy.
Yeah, I think Maddie just says, "I get it," and just keeps on hugging him.
uh Drum is gonna be very very choked up. I can't uh if I attacked you, I'm sorry. There's a lot that you guys probably don't know, and I don't know if I can even explain my relationship with wings. Um And I'm just sorry. Sorry for all of it.
Maddie pulls back a little bit, still just arms on his shoulder. Just looking at him, says, "If you thought I betrayed you, I didn't. And I never will." And he goes ahead and walks back over to Malin.
Drum is definitely very shaken. But he's gonna look at Maddie's wings, and then just continually kind of like look between the Raven and Maddie's wings. And then
Yeah.
he's gonna lean down to Lucky and whisper, "Is he still the same? Is he real?" Drum's not trusting anything right now.
You're asking Lucky what now? Sorry.
He's asking Lucky if Smelly Dad is real. What better than a nose?
He kind of like sniffs the air where Maddie was just before him. Real as you.
Okay. I was like, all right, this is a lot. I think I need to sleep for a bit. I'm just so exhausted. And he's gonna kind of like wander, but he's definitely gonna like take a wide berth around Maddie and Malin, like an exaggerated wide berth as he heads back towards the camp.
We're going to
Once
shift over
he
to.
turns
Oh.
his back, I'm going
Okay.
to take Maddie by the hand and just hold
Okay.
his hand for a little bit.
I'll do the same.
We're going to shift real quick over to Monroe. What did you want to do?
I'm gonna try and approach Drew if Drew is not trying to hide or anything.
I'll
Drew,
say Drew's
okay.
Drew's been sitting and like journaling.
I'm gonna just stand right in front of him to see if Drew will look up and just go, "Hey, can we talk a bit?"
Sure.
Cool. And you see Morn starts to pace a little bit. And so I wanted to say that today's been crazy. I don't know about you. My day's been crazy. And I found a cool new little like weapon for myself. And this other thing that I've been using is pretty, but I I think, you're pretty uh you're pretty big guy and you could probably handle this a lot better. And also I'm gonna chuck the crescent moon relic I have, my big or what weapon is it again?
Crescent Moon's the
Um
blade.
my crescent moon scimitar at him. next to him, like not at him. Here, take. No.
Just throwing
I'm
blades at
fumbling
everyone
around,
and starting
just
fights
fucking
everywhere.
yeah. Mourn's off the hinges. No, I'm good. I'm fine. I fumble around and I just put the scimitar and I was like, that thing. I got myself a cool one and I'm gonna unsheath it and be like, look at this thing. It's like nice weight, lightweight, pretty neat. That thing, uh, I don't know. If you want to sell it, sure. It's just everything is so freaking heavy on my back that I don't know if you wanted to take it.
I think carrying 2 scimitars might be a little overkill. Why don't you find
You
somebody
have
else to
another
give
one?
it to?
Hey, Drew,
Yes.
roll me a quick insight or perception. Honestly, it's gonna do either one's gonna tell you something different. One's gonna be like an inner thought. One's more of a visual, or like a visual.
Okay, so that's a perception and it's a 6, but it's a natural 1.
On a natural, oof, like you. Oh, because of your disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, actually, that was the first one that I rolled, so it's not getting lower.
Okay. As you,
No double that one.
as Monroe hands this thing to you, do you touch it at all? You reach out and at least take a look at it.
Yeah.
You take it and you feel, even on a nat 1, the one that's on your hip now, the one that you just got, it starts to resonate a little bit. It starts to kind of shake in your belt, almost as if it's as if it wants something. Do you draw it as well?
Yeah.
You take both of these weapons out at the same time, and you can feel something emanating from both of these weapons. You look at one, the one that you just got, it has this black hue to it, darkness. It seems to swallow up the light around it, whereas the one on your other hand, this shining beacon in the darkness. They're not trying to cancel each other out. They feel as if they're harmonizing together. Like twins.
Does Morn see like lights dancing and stuff?
I'd say
Or
that
is
you
that
definitely.
just for Drew?
That's just for Drew.
Okay.
Definitely see the question on Drew's face, though, as he weighs his options.
So
I want to touch the blades together to see if they'll do anything.
As you touch them together, the ink, the blackness from that inky blackness, the void from the black blade tries to almost like consume the light, but then the light counters it off, and it just creates warmth. They're not. One definitely is. On that one definitely seems to be the antithesis to the other, perhaps. Just there's something more about this. There's the light and the dark. There's some kind of balance here, but you're just not seeing it yet.
Actually, I think I'll hold on to this.
you're looking rather intently at them. I think I do a good thing?
Yeah. Drew's
Cool.
gonna smile at him. Just a small smile. And he's gonna reach into his bag and hand Morin an envelope. It's got his name written on it. I wrote this before we got to Roost. I'm not sure how true all of it is anymore, but I thought it was fair that you knew.
I'll take it. And do you want me to read it now or later?
I'll leave that up to you.
Okay. I'll I'll keep it on my person and I'll read it. Do you want me to reply?
I will send it to you right now.
So
And Morn's gonna ask her, do you want me to write anything back or
Only if you feel like you should.
alright. Cool. Thanks for the note. This is so cool.
So it's this poem that I just sent you, and then a drawing of Morn in a field with a wolf at his feet.
Oh no.
I'll let you guys. I'll let you guys kind of read and take care of. If you want to read it and stuff
Yeah.
like that, it's going to be outside
Oh,
the session right now. So,
it is.
so just is there anything else you wanted to happen here in this conversation, or is there anybody else you wanted to talk to?
Cool. I'm gonna go off and gonna find drum real quick. But thanks for the note. This is gonna be sick. Enjoy the scimitar, I guess. And I'll just walk off.
I don't mean to cut anything off. It's just like I fully feel like you're going to read it later.
Oh, I am. I'm not reading it now. I'm just. This is me as a player worried. I'm like, oh man. Morn is oblivious because Morn put it in his little coat. He's like, neat, awesome note. I'm gonna go and find drum player. Not panicky and really, really frightened.
You're frightened of my love poem?
Like, what
Hmm.
it'll do to my heart. I'm like, this is-
You're able to find Drum relatively easily though. Like I said, he's having the conversation with Maddie and
oh, I was gonna say,
oh
did they ever come back from their private conversation?
yeah, it's like I don't think they went off too far away. It's like as soon as Drum breaks away and is like taking the wide berth away from Malin and Maddie, yeah, you're able to catch up with him.
Hey, oh, drum.
Hey, hi.
Uh, dude, that favor, like hardcore, and I'm gonna give you like a fist bump. Like that was sick. Thanks for that favor. That really helped me.
So when you go to do the fist bump, I'm gonna assume you're trying to hand me something, so I'm gonna open my palm underneath your fist.
Like, wow, that's new. Sick. I'll have that. That's, I guess, our new handshake. Heck yeah. But uh, I have something for you, man, and I'm gonna chuck a robe at you here because I am overcumbered, and oh man, I was thinking you have a bird going, and maybe like this robe might help. And I'm gonna chuck the robe of many things at you.
Robe of many things. Thank you. Do I owe you another favor for this one, or?
Nope, this is a thank you, man. That favor was more than I anticipated to be amazing. So this is a thanks, bruh. I don't want to be encumbered anymore. So
Here, take my trash.
no, it's here. I
All
Here's
right.
don't
the
need
stuff
this.
from the dead horse.
This is stuff from the dead horse. Yes.
Here's something
I
from a past friend that I have no use for.
so take the I'm gonna take off the rat cloak that I've been holding onto, and I'm gonna take the new robe, and just wrap it around me like a blanket. I'm not actually gonna put it on, but I don't have a good way to carry it, so I'm just gonna wrap it around like it's a blanket. Um,
Looks like a
and
cape.
it like a cape, yeah, or like a one of those shock blankets they give you after you've had a really bad time. That's effectively what this is gonna be.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Those are awesome. I would love to own one of those.
One of those blankets, yes. Uh, cool.
Thanks.
Neat.
And I'm gonna like still wander back towards the hut.
And I'm like,
All right.
job well done, Morn. And that's it. That's all I wanted.
Is there any conversations anybody wants to have before we settle down for the long rest? Hey, Drum.
Yes,
You said you took the rat cloak off and you put the robe on underneath. Did you put the cloak back on afterwards?
I did. Yes.
Okay. Nobody else has any conversations or anything, right?
Nope.
You all return to the hut. Some of you far more inebriated than others. Everybody's full of food, feeling good, some good conversations. You all kind of like take a moment to take in the day that you have had. It's all started with a fight way back in the woods. It's like this is the day that you have all had, and you're all now settling down. There's a couple of just like easy cots here and some sleeping, the quote unquote sleeping bags that have been rolled out in this hut. It's very simple. It's comfortable. It's warm. There's a fire going, but very simple. It's just all of you. You guys don't really know where Angus is. No idea where the wagon is. No idea where the beetle is. It's just all of you in this hut. You all settle down. You can go ahead and take your long rest. Don't worry about anybody keep watch or anything. No, it seems like everybody else has the rest of the inhabitants of Last Earth have it well in hand. Xena, do you spend the night with everybody here, or do you go to find Elder Ingrid after your goodbyes? What do you do?
I go to find Elder Ingrid.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I was checking. Am I off mute? Yeah. I
You're
find
good.
Elder Ingrid and I want to talk to her about
We'll
staying.
settle that later. You
Okay.
do not spend the night with everybody in the hut.
No. Maybe I don't know. I want to spend
If
the
you
night with them because it's the last night, and in the morning I think I will find Elder Ingrid.
Okay. In that case, everybody settles in for their long rest. Everybody is here. No watches, nothing to worry about. You guys feel safe here.
Mm-hmm.
Malin, you there?
Yes, sir.
I want you to just pick 3 people in the hut. Everybody's here. Pick 3 people that are here and just say it out loud. Who just 3 people. No other reason.
More Drew, Xena.
Drew and Xena. As you settle in for your long rest, you feel like you're asleep, but sleep doesn't. Do you trance? Are you kind of like just trying to
Yeah.
settle in and trying? As you trance, do you try to reach out, or you just wanting to rest?
I just want to rest.
As you trance and you kind of like just quiet your mind. Hey, Morb,
Yes.
what would be the surface thoughts of Morb as he's sleeping? What would he be thinking about?
Honestly, probably about the black ooze that is encroaching on the rest of my body, and probably like the gun.
Xena.
Mm-hmm.
What would be Xena's surface thoughts? What would she be thinking about as she's sleeping?
Just thinking about how she loves this group and just the love she has for them and the heartbreak of leaving. everyone to find her home.
Drew.
He's thinking about all of those skulls and how he can give them what they want.
Malin,
Uh-huh.
you hear all of these thoughts. In fact, you hear the thoughts of everybody as you concentrate in here. But those three you specifically chose to focus in on. Is there anybody you'd like to dive deeper?
True. Wait. Scratch that. More.
Morb,
Hmm.
I want you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Great. I'm not good at those. Please don't. I don't think I am good at those. It's a long shot, but is it a poison?
It is not.
Oh, that's a dirty 20. Hey! Got a 19 plus 1.
Dirty 20, Malin, as you try to push deeper, more his thoughts, you're not able to probe, but this is definitely a new sensation. And just as you're trying to do this, you feel a slight vibration from inside of your skull. Perhaps something vibrating inside of your head, offering you this ability. But you also feel. Actually, in fact, roll me an intelligence check.
The straight intelligence?
Yep, straight intelligence.
16.
16. You feel the worm that you let inside vibrating inside of your head. It's not giving you these powers specifically, no, it's awakening something inside of you.
Oh.
But on a 16, you also feel like it's communicating somewhere else. This is a two-way connection.
Oh.
And we're going to shift.
Okay.
Monroe,
Present.
how does sleep find you? You feeling relaxed, deep sleep, restless?
I am not encumbered, so I'm doing pretty good.
Okay. Just before you get your long rest, though, you're feeling good. You are deep sleep. You've been exhausted. It has been a hell of a long day. Go ahead and roll me a perception. This time, it is still a disadvantage.
Do. A 4.
Nothing wakes you throughout the night. You are passed out. But I'll go ahead and tell you what you wake up to.
Oh no.
You are covered in dirt, dry leaves, even some brambles. And we shift. Drum, how does sleep find you?
Absolute utter exhaustion. The hitting the bed with so much on his mind, but so much feeling like at least some sort of weight has been lifted off his shoulders. He's just completely exhausted and completely out.
You have this. You're as tired as you are. The dreams come to you. You have the strangest, weirdest dream. It's like you're. You feel like you're in this. Like, you know what? Roll me perception real quick. Let's see what
No.
you. Yeah. Let's have a drum roll.
All right.
Drum
Well,
roll,
I'm
please.
still technically exhausted because the rest hasn't completed. So,
Yep.
Do I get a +1 or a +0? Hold on. 0. All right. Flat 10.
10. You wake up and like in your dream, you wake up and you were just hungry. Like you would just you just like in your minds, like you just finished a massive amount of food at the dining hall at the picnic. It's like you drank and you enjoyed. It's like you should be full. But you woke up and you were just starving. And there's a few things in a couple people's packs, and it's like you know what? It smells so good. And you go to like start moving over towards them, except the room you're in, it's massive. The ceiling is vaulted 30, 40 feet up, it feels like. The room is just like expansive. And it's like, no. Like, wherever you're at, it's like, wait, no. This is the hut. Whatever. It's fine. It's a dream. I'm hungry. You walk over and you start. People's bags are massive, and it's like, what the hell is this? Like, I'm not that short. Start like trying to like move away from the flaps, trying to undo buckles. It's just your hands are not working. It's like, it's so frustrating, and you start like the rage is getting inside of you. And then we switch. Hey, more.
Yes.
How does sleep find you?
Probably fine. Just thinking about how he's gonna do with the gun and probably his quote unquote son traveling up his arm.
At some point during the night, there's something tickling in the back of your brain, like an itch. It's like somebody's like knocking at the door that is your head, and you just like, no, I don't want to answer that. Fuck off! I'm trying to sleep. Oh God, you shoot up, and just like, ugh, God, like what the hell? And you sit up, and your armor falls off of you in pieces. This semi-loud crash. It's been you look at it and what the? It's been eaten, rusted away, devoured. And you look at your hands, and the inky blackness of your son has shifted between both hands as you were tinkering with that equipment earlier, with that pistol. It's now in both hands. And as you slept through the hours, it has made its way up your arm, and you have this weird vein-like substance moving up, and it is congregated in your chest, and it's fully solidified. But as you go to touch it, it parts and it moves with your body, still liquid. But it has completely devoured your armor. And then you look over, and then you look over. It's like, what the hell's that sound? And you look over, and there's this big ass rat going through one of your teammates' packs. Like, what the hell? And you notice it has a little poof of blue hair on its head. And we shift again. Maddie.
Sir.
How's sleep find you this night?
I think with everything that was going on, Matty feels pretty good. He drank a lot and lost pretty early though, so I think he feels okay.
You say that, but dreams come to you. You awaken in your dream, and you're in this massive forest. And you look around, and the trees are just thick. It's like, this looks like the Endless Acre? No, this isn't the Endless Acre Wood. You look down, and the ground is just covered with a massive expanse of bones and blood and gore. And the ground that you can see between all of the blood and bones and gore is this fire, burning, brimstone rock. And then you smell it. The air. Thick, acrid, burning. Off in the distance, you see churning volcanoes, thick clouds of ashen air, the trees don't burn. You turn around and you see a massive hide cloaked body with a deer skull face, massive antlers on his head, and these deep, blood red glowing eyes as he begins lumbering towards you. You do.
I think I hold firm. I stay where I'm at.
The figure stops just before it gets to you, towering over you. It kneels down in front of you, bows its head. It says, "Hello, my prince." And that's where we end the session.
Ratty.
Oh shit!
Ratty.
What just happened?
Yeah.
Yo.
What just happened?
Well, I mean, somebody else did also, but I would have done before.
I don't want to know about your sex life.
It's me. I barely even
Oh.
held his hand. Okay, relax.
I held the shit out of your hand.
The level
like,
of
"I'm
defense instantly added here.
Oh
All
my
right.
god,
Yeah.
that's exciting.
Sherry, you are still staying with the game though, right? You're gonna come back as another character.
I'm staying with the game.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.
We definitely ate up way more time. So much more happened in this. It's like, yeah, we still have more to do.
Okay.
Back in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
a little bit more the next morning.
Ah,
All right.
yes.
Yes, that was sad for me.
man. Yeah, when it was going through, I was like, "Holy shit, what's going on right now?"
Like, what? What's going
I
Marco, what the fuck's going on?
Honestly, if you didn't tell me about the blue hair, I probably would have wanted to shoot the rat.
Perfectly fair. I'm surprised that I got to keep blue hair as a rat. It's kind of exciting. Got to keep my hair.
Which means
Hey, a
you
lot of
have to
dreams,
keep your head.
going around. You don't know, so we'll see what happens.
Uh-huh. Morn also had a dream a while back. And it was a
Yeah,
quote-unquote dream.
yeah.
That's fair.
So,
Yeah, only recently learned that apparently wasn't a dream, and I think I was the only person in the in the game that was unaware that it wasn't a dream.
yeah. It happens, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it happens.
It's a more common occurrence than we like to admit.
Mm,
There's a lot that went on this episode.
yeah.
Ah, yes.
We've done a lot in the last 2 weeks. The last 2 episodes.
Yes.
Uh,
More
Oh.
lore, more